All right now, for all you cool cats, all you arrow twirlers with an eye on the X, we have a special evening for you. Guided by Wilderness Archery's own John Scar and Elliot Peters, it's Archery After Hours, where the bow rests and the night continues.
Ahoy, everyone, and welcome to Archery After Hours. Tonight we are excuse me. Tonight we are joined by Paige Pearce, and we're really excited to get some viewer questions asked and just some standard stuff about archery, maybe some hunting talk, lots of good stuff. So, Paige, will you go ahead and tell us about yourself?
Oh, you're going to make me do that kind of introduction?
For those who
That's
don't know.
Yeah, for everyone who doesn't know.
I shoot a bow sometimes for fun.
I almost said not to say that, like Caleb.
Yeah. Anything but that?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Now I've been a pro archer for way too long, and I shoot all the things: indoor, outdoor, field, 3D, World Archery, USA Archery, all of it. I like hunting more than I like shooting tournaments. I wish I could do more of that than shoot tournaments. Yeah. But yep, shot a bow my whole life. Done it forever. Probably gonna keep doing it. Sometimes you need a break. I just took a break. That was really nice. So now
I was
coming
gonna say,
back.
it looked like you enjoyed that. It sounded like you were kind of like, God damn it, another year of this.
I still feel that way.
Yeah.
Even with the break. But yeah. No, I mean, you do something long enough that sometimes you're like, gosh, I just need a change of pace. So I did. So I did a change of pace. So that was good. But anyway.
When I get home from Vegas, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's nothing. I mean, I can imagine traveling out of the country multiple times a year doing what you're doing. Like
this year, the week after Vegas, we have the first outdoor World Cup. So I'm like, you finish Vegas and you go straight to the first outdoor World Cup. Talk about not being ready for that.
How much do you hate that schedule? Can you say that or not?
I hate it.
Okay.
I absolutely hate it. And this year there's a bunch of overlap issues.
Yeah.
So it really makes me mad when organizations have the ability to not overlap and then they just are jerks and do it anyway. Because for those of us that do shoot everything, it makes it really, really tough. So like trying to prioritize what you want to do. And now that we're in the Olympics, not this year, I can get away with still not prioritizing US Archery and World Archery, but starting next, like not this season, but next year in 27, I'm going to have to prioritize that, which I don't like, but I will. So yeah, not fun.
Yeah. Well, God bless you for doing it.
So obviously you're skipping all of like the indoor nationals and everything to shoot outlaws. Who are you going to partner with?
I wish I could. I wish I could. I miss shooting those. Like those are my favorite things. If I ever quit archery, like I'll quit the stuff I don't like and then I'll actually be able to shoot those again.
Outlaws are awesome.
Yeah.
Outlaws
those are
great.
fun. That's like where I started. Like Buck Hayron was my first partner ever. And we went in and we won it. And I was hooked. And I was like a little kid. I was so nervous. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Dude, you know
I just remember, well, there was some guy named Dave. It's always a Dave. I don't know who his last name. Like, I don't know him now. But we had a shoot off. And like him and Buck shot first because they were the pros. And they both missed. And then it was at Nevada City. And then his amateur and myself shot, and I like pinwheeled the dot and we won. And that Dave dude like threw a fit, freaked out, yelled, cussed, and was like left. And I was like, whoa! And I was just like little baby me, and I was like, that guy's mean. And I was like, that's fun. I kind of like this.
No way. What year do you think that was?
2011, maybe.
Okay.
2012.
So I remember.
No, that was way wrong. Hold on.
Okay.
More like 2007. That'd be more. 2007.
Outlaws?
Yeah. It wasn't even called Outlaw back then. It was called whatever it was before that.
The West Coast Archery Tour, I believe is what it's called.
It was that.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
You're an OG, man.
Yeah. I was joking about that. I posted that video the other day on the airport floor, and I was like, I'm not that old, like in life years, but I was like, dude, I've seen some like people come in and leave and come in and leave and come in and leave. And a couple people messaged me like, who? I was like Steve Anderson. I was like, I shot for like years before Steve came on. I remember when Steve came on and then Steve left and new people came on, new people. I'm like, I've been doing it a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my first, I think one of the first shoot downs I ever watched at, it might have been the first year I ever went to Reading when he piped that one and like called it before the arrow hit. Like it was a big moment. That was such a fucking cool moment.
Yeah.
I
he
think
wanted to win Reading more than anything. That was like his one claim to fame he wanted before he retired.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. That was very cool. Man, I remember this because you're talking about going outlaws a long ass time ago. When I started shooting outlaws with Don James in like I think 2014 or something like that. And you were like hot shit climbing and talk of the town, you know, and everything. And I'll never fucking forget it. We were at Reading at the spring warm up when Outlaws did that, right? The first one was in Reading. And I come out of a goddamn porta potty, just taking a piss. But that thing was rough, man. I came out and you switched with me and I went, fuck, she was going to think that was all me and it wasn't. And
Are you serious?
I'll never forget it. I was like, what are the odds? This whole row of shitters and she chose that one. It's probably going to blame me for all of it.
Well, I don't remember.
I'm sure you don't. It's a stupid thought, but
I think they're all that nasty. It's
I know. But I just remember being like, what are the freaking odds of that?
I have this lady, I hope she listens to this, and they call her my bathroom stalker. And it's like, it never fails. If I go into the bathroom, she waits. And then when I come out, she's like there. And so now it's like my worst nightmare is coming out of a porta potty and then someone waiting for you. Like, hi. You're like, no, not now. Like, what the heck? It's the most awkward thing ever. And so every year at Reddit, I'm always like, hey, bathroom stalker. Like whenever I see her, because it's like a thing.
No way.
Yeah. For real.
Oh my God. She's probably in there unbolting the toilet lids and selling them on eBay or something like that.
I'm just like, stop. It's so embarrassing. Oh, it makes me laugh.
Oh,
They're
that's
good.
wild.
It's funny, but I do turn red for sure.
Have you ever talked to her?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, then I'll talk to her, but inside I'm just
she's like, oh no, this is super random. Just every year.
Like I'm going to be at the booth. Just go to the booth and wait and I'll see you there. But no, never.
Oh, that's strange.
She's got Wendell's number on speed dial.
What's the weirdest shit you've encountered being a female pro archer?
Wait, are we allowed to talk about the DMs we were talking about before we logged on?
I mean, if you want to go there. I don't know if there was like...
I don't think I can answer that question.
No, maybe. Guess you can't. Shit.
Yeah, what kind of question is that? You set me up for failure.
Yeah, my bad. That one's that's a new one.
Yeah.
Toilet stalker. That's cool. That's when you really made it.
I guess.
When is Bowtech going to come out with the Paige Pearce signature series bow?
Dude, I wish. I literally see everyone harassing them in the comments all the time. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. But then really, I'm like, yeah, you keep going. That's funny. I like it.
I don't know. Those Ava bows are pretty cool.
Eva?
I like the color.
Sorry.
You're close.
Whatever.
Close. Yeah.
Some chick.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, I wish. We got a new target bow in the works, which is exciting. I did get to go test that at the factory here recently, through the, steps in the build process, and it's going to be good. Like, I'm pretty excited about that. So
Tate kind of let on a little bit on the phone the other day. How much can you talk about that?
Probably not much, but I can say what I can say. There's one in the works and it's good. And I was really excited about it. And it's coming. Yeah.
Is it going to be coming in
It is not launching with this launch of bows.
It'll be like summertime or something? Ish?
It's not with this launch of bows.
Copy.
Okay.
So with this launch of bows, anything you're excited about?
Yeah, I think the hunting bows are going to be really good. Again, like how much can I say about that? So far, everyone that has shot them very much likes them. All the things that people are looking for, we have it. So I feel like the last bow to me that we launched, that it was like boom, standout, undeniably, like everybody loved it, would be probably like the SS34.
Yeah.
I feel like these are gonna match that, like from a quality, all around specs, draw, all the things that you would want on a bow. Like these have it. So they did a really good job.
Very cool. That's like what, a week out? Ish?
ATA. ATA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right
That
on.
was fun.
I kind of think this is a good time because I had a listener question that came in about where you perceive the industry going in the future, and I had to, drill down a little bit with the gentleman, and he basically asked, what do you think is the next form of innovation that we're going to see? Obviously, we have the limb shift, the new Hoyt tuning, and then Bowtech with the deadlock.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of adjustments or changes do you perceive, or are we kind
Honestly,
of at the limit?
I don't know. I mean, if you asked people that 15 years ago, they would have been like, "Oh, we're at the limit." And
Yeah.
then, like I will say the thing I respect Bowtech for is they are kind of the ones that have started a lot of that innovation. Like they launched Deadlock first, and then everybody started launching their thing after. And then we had Time Lock, and then we had Grip Lock, and then we have the free moving mod, which like nobody else has. And
Mm-hmm.
so from a user friendly standpoint, like a setup standpoint, we've kind of like pushed the envelope on that. And then everybody else then follows us and makes something that doesn't patent infringe their version of whatever that is. So that's kind of cool. Like I like being a part of that. And a lot of that stuff, like I don't need, right? Like the deadlock, absolutely. I love that. Like grip
Yeah.
lock, I don't use, but for people who do, like it's really nice to have time lock. I typically throw mine in the bow press because that's how I learn. But
Yeah.
if I was in a pinch or I want to go in between halves or anything like that, then time lock's great. If you're scared of the bow press, it's a great thing to have
Mm-hmm.
because you can kind of work on it risk free, right? So, there's a lot of just cool things like that where I feel like one thing that's interesting to me, we've been talking a lot about this lately, just with different people and different things, and because I was doing the seminars, and so in the seminars, I'll usually say to people, it's like it's never been easier for you to get good at archery than it is right now.
Sure.
Like when I came up, no one would help you. It was like everyone had their like secrets, and they sure as hell weren't going to share them. And so you kind of had to just learn it by trial and error. Like we didn't have a YouTube video that here's how to put your bow in the bow press, and if you twist this cable, here's what happens. Like you just did it and you just fucked with it until you figured it out. And so it's funny now because when I'm in a seminar and then I hear people like, "Oh, I'm just too scared to move that," or "I'm
Yeah.
too nervous. I just don't know how." And I'm just like, "Okay, that's on you. Like
Yeah.
then you're just lazy because like we had to learn all the generations before you just had to learn by trial and error, and you have thousands of videos on YouTube that just show
Yeah.
you how." So like in today's world, if you don't work on your own equipment, that's on you. Like there's
Yeah.
literally zero excuses. You can find thousands of step-by-step videos on any topic that you want. So like I
Yeah.
have like no sympathy, like I don't really feel bad for people, where it's like just freaking do it or
It's
don't. But you don't have an excuse anymore.
no. It's nuts how like not talking about people like we know or shoot with targets or whatever, but like hunting friends that have bows around me that, just are afraid to adjust their poundage, their draw
Yeah,
length, anything. Like
I know.
Allen wrenches be damned. I'm like, bro, turn the bolt. It's nothing. You don't need a press. You don't need permission or nothing. Just do it.
Being
And
in those
it's
seminars,
weird.
I will walk like down the line, and different locations are very different skill level geographically,
Sure.
right? But I'll be like, okay, we'll be tuning stuff, and I'm like, drop your rest to half line, and it's like, I'm like, you loosen a screw and then you twist a dial or you click up. Like, really? You've never moved your rest before? Or I'll be like, oh, take your back bar and move it out as small as you can move it with it moving. And they're like, looking at, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And so it's funny to me, like the most simple, I do tiller tuning with them too. So I'll
Mhm.
say like, take a half turn off your limb bolt, put it back in, and then do a half turn off your bottom limb bolt or full. I usually do full turn off top, shoot it, put it back in, full off the bottom, shoot it, put it back in. Tell me which one aims better. Or if you even see a difference. And like, there's many of people that can't even handle that.
Right.
And so it's just hard because to me, it's like, gosh, if you're going to spend the money to get into a sport like this, it
Mhm.
is so easy to learn the basics now that it's like, just do it, And if you're scared of it, it's like, what are you going to screw up? I just write it down. You can always put it right back. Like
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. If you get screwed up on your limb bolts, twist them all the way down and then recount
Come
back out
back out.
wherever you're
Yeah.
at. Like, unless you just straight up blow it up, which as long as you check that everything is on the pegs and in the right spot when you take it out of the press, it's not going to happen. There's really no reason not to. So I just wish, and I'm learning that more and more. Like those videos, people are like, "Thanks for the videos," and I think I just didn't realize how much people need those until you work with so many
Sure.
people in like a few months, hands on, and you're like, no, they really do need it because like they're scared even with the videos to do this stuff, so it's kind of interesting to me. But I wish more people would put a little bit more effort into like learning their stuff because they would be really better. They'd be so much better.
The more people I meet, I feel like the more maybe I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but like people are just not that like mechanically inclined to
Mm-mm.
use fucking torques or an Allen wrench or measure things with a micrometer or read a damn tape measure. I mean, people are really not into tuning or just working with their damn hands or tools or anything.
Yeah.
Um, it sucks to
Yeah.
see it.
No, it does. I will say too, like, we are very lucky. I don't think I realized how much that's true. And again, the seminars have showed me a lot. Is having done one now with like our people on the West Coast, that
Hmm.
shoot all the same stuff we do, and then going other places in the world. Like we have incredible archers here. Like
Yeah.
our like bad ones are like significantly higher than people around the rest of the world. And I'm not talking like pros. I'm talking like amateurs who would show
Yeah.
up. Because at our stuff, like you have to have a sight tape. We shoot from 3 to 105, 113 yards, depending on the
Sure.
tournament. Like everyone
What's
that we
Valley?
shoot,
I just
uphill, downhill, side hill, wind, like all the things. Like we didn't grow up where you only shoot 20 yards inside or where you shot 3D on a flat thing with no dot. Because when you don't have a dot, you don't really know if you're hitting or missing what you're aiming at anyway. Like a
yeah.
lot of it's just luck. There's no real accountability. And I can say that because I shoot 3D. 3D people don't have a meltdown on me. It's true. And so, like, you can't say, "Oh, I broke there and smoked it." Like, you don't freaking know. You could have broke an inch to the left or the right or high. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Here, when you aim at a dot and you miss a dot, you're like, "Yeah, I suck." And
Yep.
so, it's interesting to me, just like off the bat, people tend to shoot and know their equipment significantly better who have shot the same stuff that we do. It was a really cool thing to see. And I always say, like, if I didn't grow up here, I don't know that I would have ever been as good because I grew up like doing those every
Sure.
single weekend. I feel like that made me significantly better than if I had grown up shooting other styles
Oh
every
my
weekend.
God. I tell people all the time, geographically, like where we're at, you're 2 hours from so many different ranges and shoots. Like it couldn't be nicer for you if you're truly into it.
And we have the coolest group of people. Like there's
Yeah.
the archery community family thing that we have going on here that doesn't exist anywhere else that I've seen. Like there's friend groups, but it's not what we've got. Like
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool thing for
Yeah.
sure. And the more I travel, the more I appreciate when I do get to come back and shoot with you guys. It's like, fuck, this is so much better than
Mhm.
the other stuff for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna miss you on Thursday.
Yeah, that was Wilderness is doing a shoot, right?
Yeah, money shoot indoor.
Yep, Rubio texted me. We're
Yeah.
Tate's parents have a shoot the 3rd and 4th the weekend, and then I have a seminar there the 1st and 2nd. So we're flying out to Montana. So it's 9 o'clock at night right now. It is after hours, for you guys wondering. We leave for the airport at 1:30 this morning. So I'm
Oh
not going to bed.
God.
I'm just doing this. I haven't packed yet. So I'm gonna do this podcast, pack. And literally, if I showed you right behind the camera, my bouquets and suitcase are like laying here open on the floor. And then we're just gonna drive to the airport.
Jesus.
I feel like you always do everything last minute.
Ugh.
Always. Always. My laundry's still in the dryer, so I couldn't have packed sooner anyway, so it's fine.
Oh
Well,
man,
thanks
that's
for
funny.
making the time. Jesus.
Yeah,
Ah,
absolutely.
it's all good.
Oh gosh. How many seminars have you done so far?
I've done 8 this fall. This will be
Oh.
9.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like there's only one weekend I left open. Like I booked every weekend I had. And then I left one open because I was like, man, I need some time to like work on my own bow. Like I'm gonna be
Yeah.
so burnt. And then the seminars wouldn't have been bad if that's all I did, but I like booked everything in with hunts. So I would
Mhm.
fly somewhere Monday and then hunt like Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then do a seminar Saturday, Sunday, fly to the next location Monday, hunt the whole week. And so like I never went home. I was home like 3 days in 3 months. It was insane. It was worse and crazier than the tournament's like schedule. So my like break and like
Yeah.
time off
Yeah.
was the exact opposite. But well, it was good still, just something different. But
Sure. You know, I was talking to Randall Kilpack, who is a hammer on any given damn Sunday. I mean, he's as good a guy as I can think of on the West Coast, and he was giving your seminar quite a bit of praise.
that's cool.
Even just I know he said something online, but just talking to him the other day at the Bay Area Open, and for a guy at his level already to say that he got so much out of it, I thought that was pretty awesome. And hopefully,
Yeah.
Wilderness can get you at some point because that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
No, we'll make it work for sure. Now we
Yeah.
just got to look at. I haven't booked anything past the one this weekend at Tate's Parents, just because the season's starting and like
Yeah.
you never know how it's gonna go. Like some years I have loads of product testing to do, so then there's like way more behind the scenes than people realize.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I switched to Easton, and so I was like starting every arrow build thing from scratch. So I had like so much testing to do to try to figure out what each setup would want and what arrows I was going to shoot. So I'm hoping that this year is just going to be like a nice, I'm going to jinx myself. I don't even want to say it. Like it'll just kind of float along and it'll be fine, you
Yeah,
know?
you'll
We'll
just
see.
cruise, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's more like a cruise control instead of not that. So we'll see. I don't know. But if it is more cruise control and stuff just working and I don't have to put a ton of ridiculous time and effort in and there's not any crazy new products coming to test, then I'll probably anytime I have a spare weekend, I'll probably go ahead and schedule a seminar and so we'll make it work. But I didn't want to like jump the gun and do it and then be like, oh man, I needed to do my own stuff and now I can't. So we'll see.
Sure. Do you since you're talking about a couple minutes ago you said something about how people didn't want to give away secrets and everything, and it sounds like that's exactly what you're doing now. I'm going to keep my
Yeah.
eyes on your eyes, but I'm pretty sure your shirt says something about insight mental programming.
Yeah, it
How's
does.
that going?
Good, actually better than I thought it would. I have been doing that for years. Like I made my first recordings. For people who don't know, like it's a business thing I just launched that is basically what I've used for mental game. I started 20 years ago. I read Lanny's book with winning in mind
Yep.
and then started with his stuff and then built there over all these years. And this is what I've kind of developed, finalized. And I made my first recording over 11 years ago for that. And so it's audio recordings that you listen to basically for subconscious reprogramming. And I had this kind of ready to go. Like the recordings that launched were written 2.5 years ago. And I
Really?
had them like ready to go. I ordered all the recording stuff. I had a full recording studio set up. Like everything was good to go. And then I thought about it and I was like, I
Fuck those
don't
people.
really want to help those girls. Yeah, because there's honestly like on the circuit now, there's girls that shoot a bow better than me. They aim a bow better than me, or they execute better than me. Like it's true. It's just they don't always have the best mental game, right? Like
Sure.
that's where a lot of the newer people coming in, it takes some time to build that. And this is fast and it doesn't take very much time. And so it would literally just be like, here's my cheat code, use it against me, and now I'm gonna never beat you. And I didn't really want to do that. So
Sure.
I still didn't want to launch it, to be honest with
I
you.
was
The
gonna
only
say, why
reason
now?
it was only because of the seminars, because I felt guilty. Like I did one seminar in Texas like 2 or 3 years ago, and I had it ready like in the works then. And I was like debating like, "Oh, I'm going to do a seminar. Should I just launch this?" And then I was like, "No, it's one seminar." And
Yeah.
so I felt guilty booking that many seminars and that many people in. And then the mental game really is the most important thing. Like in archery, if I asked you, are your tournament scores equally as good or better than your practice scores? 99.999% of people are going to say no. That's their mind. That's not
Yeah.
their equipment. That's not their form. That's not shoot 1,000 more arrows. That's their head. And so most people, if they could shoot to their practice ability in tournaments, are pretty happy with how they are as archers.
Mhm.
And so it's that last little bit that they're missing, and it's the most important piece. And I have the cheat code to that. And so it was just like, I feel guilty. They're paying the shops to be there. And I don't want to give them all this other stuff and then basically give them this much when I could give them this much on the thing that matters the most. So I still didn't plan on launching it when I booked the first like 2 or 3 seminars, because I didn't like say I'm doing a fall full of seminars. Like I booked one in Canada and then I posted about it and then someone else reached out and I was like, yeah, I guess we can do one. And then someone else reached out and like it literally just kind of happened like that. It was an accident. And so all of a sudden I had like every weekend of the whole fall booked with seminars and I was just like, shit, I should do this. So then I got it all ready, recorded everything. Kit is the one who built my website and is like doing all this stuff for me. And he's literally a godsend. I couldn't do it without him.
Kit's
And
awesome.
so
Yeah, that's cool.
he had everything like pretty much ready. And then before I launched, I called Greg Poole and I was like, hey, guess what? I'm going to be doing this. And he was like, yeah, no, not like that. You're not. So I was just going to like sell each recording individually. And Greg was like, no, you're doing membership. We're doing like, he had the whole business idea side of it. And I was like, okay, that's actually smart. We'll do that. Unfortunately for Kit, that meant redo everything from the
Is
website
that what he
perspective.
does for a living or something? Or how's he so good at
Yeah,
that?
he's a computer guru. Like he does
Okay.
all that stuff
Okay.
for work. So
Right on.
yeah, he's so good at it. So then it became like more difficult and something that sounds simple to us where I said like, hey, I really want people to be able to save it in their app so they can listen offline because I grew up where we had dial-up internet, there was no phone
Yeah.
service. So like something that you couldn't do that, I couldn't use that product at my house and I still live somewhere like that now. If the Wi-Fi goes out, like we're gone for. And so I was
Yeah.
like, I really wanted to be able to be like saved for offline use and that like doesn't exist. Like you have to like pay companies for like Netflix has that in their program. It's really the only one that works. But like if you've used that
Oh,
for like
really?
Hulu or other apps, like there's even glitches, deletes, downloads, doesn't really work.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kit had to like write code for that to make it work because there wasn't something that we could just like use to do that. So it became like a much more complex project for him for sure to like meet the things that I wanted. And now it launched and people have had some other suggestions. I haven't told Kit any of this yet, but I'm like, oh, we're going to see if we can add and change a few things to make it even better. But yeah, so it's funny because I can see who bought it, and a
Yeah.
lot of the names I do not know. But there's been a few of the girls that are in my division. I just want to be like, cancel account. No,
You're like, shit.
I know. And then the funny thing too is there's some people who register like with no name, and I'm like, I know it's one of them. Like I know that they're being sneaky. Yeah. So it says like guest user unknown person. So there's someone in there listening, but I like, don't know who it is.
Who's
Yeah.
Gather Whore? That sounds super.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. For the ones who signed up with their name, I at least appreciate that. So if all of a sudden they start kicking my butt, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. But no, it's been neat. It's only been out 2 weeks now. And like I've already had tons of messages coming in of people like, holy crap, it's actually helped me. Like I had one from a guy and he was like, it only been out a week. And he's like, I listened every day for a week. I went to the next tournament. There was like 2 rounds. He said the first round I tied my personal best and the next round I beat it by 9 points. He's like, I felt
Jesus.
like totally different than how I'd ever shot. Like it was the wildest thing. I can't even explain it to you. And I'm like, you don't have to. I know. Like I've done it. I understand.
Yeah.
But it's a type of mental training that most people haven't done and they don't do. And so they don't even understand like the power of how well that can work for like different things. And I have some more recordings coming. They're like written, but they're not finalized written, right? Like I need to really read through it and make sure I fine tune, catch all the little things and double up details where I can to make it better and stuff. But they're close to being done. And those are for more specific things. So I kind of launched the general ones first. Like, for example, I'm going to have one coming out that's like, if you want to shoot a Vegas 300, it's all about getting you ready to shoot a 300. Basically making your mind okay with shooting a 300. So an example, the score things are a really good example to use for that. But for archers, it's like, how many times do you start a round and you're just complete dog shit? And you're like, wow, today's horrible. And then you kind of just like pick it up and finish at your average. And you're like, oh, okay, it wasn't that bad. Or you start great and then you're like, I'm crushing. And then you fall off at the end and you kind of finish at your average. So through all the years of studying all this stuff, like your subconscious mind likes consistency and it has comfort zones. And so whatever scores you're currently shooting is your subconscious's comfort zone. And that could be scores, that could be like winning tournaments or like making a podium, like all different things where when you do something, Lanny always used the words, it is like me.
Yep.
And if you're doing something that is not like you, then your subconscious mind is fighting you. So there are times where your conscious mind can be doing all the right things because that matters as well. It's not as important, but it matters. And so it can be saying or doing all the right things, the consistent things like not getting in the way, and your subconscious will actually fight you because you're doing something that's out of its current comfort zone. So through the subconscious reprogramming, you can essentially build a new comfort zone and build something that your subconscious mind's comfortable with without you ever achieving it. So the conscious mind knows the difference between truth and lie. The subconscious mind does not. And so you can tell it essentially whatever you want to tell it. And if you tell it that enough, it just believes it. And so for people who are so close to shooting a 300 but can't, if they hear things over and over and over, like it's like you to shoot a 300, I'm walking them through each end, you expect to shoot a 300 every time that you step to the line. Like when you step to the line, you draw your bow back, you can shoot a 10. Like all these different things, all of a sudden when they go to do it, their subconscious isn't tanking them, right? Or isn't saving them last minute. Like they can just free float because that's the new comfort zone. So the score things and the podium things are actually some of the quickest and strongest things you can achieve with this. From like the target panic side of it, that would be one of the slower things. And that's something that needs to be done from the mental and physical side. Like a lot of people fight it forever because they only attack it from the physical side. I'm not saying you can just, depending on your type of target panic, I'm not saying you can just listen to this recording and then you're just magically fixed from the target. The other stuff, yes, from the target panic side, it's taking both. But essentially, when you're attacking it from both sides, it's like if your house is burning down and you're spraying it from one side, if you hit it from the other side, it's going to go out faster, right? It's kind of the same thing. So you can really use it for anything. So I have a bunch of different stuff that when I get home from the ATA, from the Rushmore Rumble, I'll record and then start putting those out too. So I wanted it to where like if people are in the membership, they can. So the membership buy-in price is $99, and then you get your first recording with that. And then once you're in, the recordings inside are $15. And so I wanted it to be where, you know, if someone, I'm going to have a Vegas specific one as well. Like if someone's going to go to Vegas, I didn't want to have it priced so high that they like couldn't get the help that they needed once they were already in. And so I did like Greg's idea with the membership thing because I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like $15 if you're going to go to Vegas and that's going to help you. That like that's really nothing. That's one coffee at Vegas. You know what I mean? Like it's worth it. So anyway, no, it's going to be cool. Like I'm excited. For me, that is, if you asked me like, why have you been good? Or like, how did you get to where you are now? Or what was your secret or whatever? Like it was all mental. It was like, I didn't practice. I just went to like the outlaw or, you know, that style, Reading style tournaments every weekend. But I never took my bow out of the case in between unless I had to shoot marks. Like for years, I never practiced. I just shot events, but I did mental stuff every single day. And so I was still improving even though I wasn't shooting my bow 7 days a week. And so I see so many people want to get better and they just shoot hundreds and hundreds of arrows and then they don't get any better. And I'm like, because you're working on the wrong things. Like, you know, that's not going to get you where you need to go. And when I teach in the seminar, I kind of start from the basics and then I build up. And every single thing I teach, it's like, this is only going to get you so far. Like there's a glass ceiling. For example, your form, whether you have good form or shit form, your subconscious after about a month is going to make that form consistent. And so whether you're a 280 shooter, a 300 shooter, or 260 shooter, if you're doing the same thing with your form every time, you can't really get any better, if that makes sense. Like that's just how you are. And then this is the next step. This is the next step. And so in archery, you can only tune your bow so good. You can only get it to aim so good. Your form can only be so consistent. Like the mental game is the only thing that we do that there's no glass ceiling. Like you can work on that and your mind grows, evolves, and improves every single day of your life until the day you die. So the fact that archers aren't training that and like working on that is wild. All the other sports do. Every other Olympic sport, pro sport, they're all doing this stuff. Like me saying this, they'd be like, yeah, no shit, we've done that forever. Archery's just like 30 years behind on that.
Just buy a new release. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, okay, good luck. I shot my strings out. I need a new set of strings. Like, that's not gonna, sorry, it's not gonna help you. Yeah. So I don't know. I see people do that and make excuses like through, you know, and I'm like, it's your brain. Like it's 100%. Your head. Fix your head.
It's 100% it.
But most people didn't know how. And it is intimidating because it's like, okay, where do I start? What do I do? And so this is kind of I think a big deal in my mind that I released it because it's like, it really is that easy. Like sit down and put some headphones in and do nothing for 20 minutes. Like it's pretty simple.
Not while you're driving.
Yeah. That video was the funniest thing. Like I literally saw you and I heard what it said and I was already typing, oh my God, don't listen to the intro while you're driving. And then as I was typing that, I saw the end and just literally died. Like hyena laughed. It was hilarious.
Oh my God. I was like, oh man, I got this new shit. I was fucking 5:30 in the morning. I popped that shit in and I was going, whoa.
Yeah. Head bobbing like while you're driving, falling asleep.
I was like, damn, I'm going to have to do this at another time because I want to do it and like fully relax and put the cucumbers on my eyes and shit, but not at all when I'm driving.
So people asked if it was possible the changes that I'm hopefully going to be able to make. People see Lost Kit is, can we do it to where you can hit like a repeat button and it just replays? So that way, if they want to let it play all night, they can. And the other one is everyone said, can we have an option where it's only the body? So they're like, I'm driving and I don't want to have to fast forward it to the body and then it finishes. Then I got to hit replay again and fast forward it again. They're like, I want the replay option, but I want a full option and a body only option with the ability to replay or not replay.
Or make it like a chapter or something.
Yeah. I mean, I can just do it like when you click in, there could probably just be like 2 things on the page and one says body and one says whole thing. And hopefully there's a way to make it auto replay. Like I'll talk to Kit. We'll figure it out. They're coming to the Montana Open this weekend, so I'll just talk to him in person. We'll see what we can figure out. But
nice.
Yeah. So it's funny because when you posted that, people actually messaged me and they're like, "Speak of that, could you maybe do this for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like I like that." So
Thank God
we'll
for
see
the
what we can
rumble
do.
strips.
Yeah.
Is the membership, is that annual?
Yes. So
Okay.
the membership is, but to keep, as long as you keep the membership active, then all the recordings stay in, so you don't ever have to repurchase those. And then I'm trying to make it to where there's more that comes with the membership than just that. So like we're gonna start with, I'm just calling it like Insight Roundtable, and so it's gonna be some lives. And so I actually need to go on, probably do it tomorrow while I'm flying. And I think I'm gonna do it through Zoom. I think that's probably the easiest one. If you guys have a recommendation, let me know. But I wanted something, people already asked, can you please record it? So if we miss it, can you record it and then put
Sure.
it in the website so there's like a bank of those? I was like, that's a great idea. I love that. And Kit's probably going, I want to kill you right now. But it's like, that's really cool. And then I thought I was going to be able to do it simply because I didn't think that many people would sign up. And a lot of people have signed up. So now I need to go do like one of the fancy paid accounts where like a lot of users can get into the link. So I'm going to start out with that at least once a month. I'd like to do them drastically more often. I also have something set up where I want to do videos, like only subscriber, only videos. So like I already filmed one of those. I just have to
Sounds
kind
a
of
lot
edit
like
it and put it
OnlyFans when you
together.
say it
Yep,
that way.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
Only videos?
When I was in Canada, I was like given the end of the mental talk, and there's like, it's kind of funny to me, but like I'm doing the mental talk and there's like people out there who are like tearing up, like some people are crying and it's like, damn. And then one dude at the end chimes in and goes, so it's basically OnlyFans, but for archery. And like the room just like erupts laughing. And I was like, okay, that was good. It was getting a little weepy in here for me. But yeah, no, that was funny. But like there's things I would show, like, you guys know me well. You get to see the real me, right? Like, unfortunately, we're expected to be professional and filter all the time, but we're all pretty funny, raunchy individuals. And I don't mind showing the good, bad, and the ugly. But like when you do that and it goes to the masses, which it seems like anytime I have a video that I wish would just stay with my followers ends up getting to the masses, and people will just shit talk stuff like the companies or the equipment or whatever, and then you're in trouble because now you're making the brand look bad, but you're just trying to show the reality. But like it's like a really tough thing because it's like I want to be honest and open, but then people ruin it to where you can't. So my plan is like things that I normally can't share on my social, I'm gonna show there. So for example, I'll just tell you guys whatever, but I was playing around with some releases the other day, and I don't use a wrist sling or anything. I am now, but I don't normally.
Really?
And one broke loose and hit me in the face, and I dropped my bow. Well, I have those big ass wide V bars. My bow's like weighted so perfect that it shot straight out of my hand and just fell like straight down and landed right on the bottom cam. My bow weighs like 14 pounds. Okay. It bent the bottom cam. What the hell do you expect? Like flew out, hit the bottom cam, bent the bottom cam, and then it broke. So like where the stabilizer, let me go with the fingers, where the stabilizer mount goes into the bow, it like bent it. And I was like shooting and Tate's like, dude, why is your stabilizer pointing up? And I was like, what? And he's like, your stabilizer is literally pointing up. Like I thought your arrow was really knock high, but your arrow's flat and your stabilizer's pointing up. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even realize that it broke that. So anyway, I had to go through and put a new cam on. And I was like, yep, I dropped it. It bent. Here's what happened. Got to put a new cam on. Here's how I reset the deadlock. And this is what the process looks like. I would show that. And I would just say, I'm a dipshit. A release hit me in the face and I dropped my bow. And here's what happened. But if I posted that, everyone's, oh, fucking cam shouldn't have bent. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just,
you should
people are
choose
so
a sweet
dumb.
spot.
Yeah. And so or screw the release or screw the bow and the kill. You
That's
just
why I
can't
shoot
win.
fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Or shoot a whatever. And so those are the reasons why there's things like that I can't show. So all the things that I would normally show that I can't, they're going to be in the membership on the website, like all the real
That'll be
stuff.
worth
So
it in its
obviously,
own.
yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'd like to think that will add to that. So I have a feeling that stuff's going to keep growing. Like as people hit me with other ideas and say, can we do this or can we do that? Like I'm happy to do it all, like as time permits, right? It's just trying to fit all the things in. But
how you
yeah,
have time
I
at
want
all
that
is
to keep
beyond me.
growing. Like I would love, I would love it if people were like, I just want to buy into this for the other stuff and the recordings are a benefit. Like that would be my end goal, is to make it worth it for them from that perspective, and then not just feel like they have to keep their recordings, like that they would want to be there anyway. So that's
Gotcha.
my goal. I want to build like a little community with that. Well, a bigger community, I guess I should say,
Sure.
because it's
It
growing
sounds
pretty
like it's
good.
taken off. That's good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I got questions about it, but they're too personalized and situation specific.
Just ask me after.
Um, it's so like with one of, not saying hot shot over here or anything, but with one of my sponsorships, they actually have Troy Bassam come in,
Yeah.
like every other week or once a month or something like that, and it's an hour-long session.
Cool.
And then they do the recording, and so even if you weren't able to make it, because most people are working during the timing of 10 a.m., it's still good to be able to go back and just listen. Okay, this is what we're talking about today, and so I think that's super beneficial.
And that was like, it's neat because I'm learning from people that are in there. Like, I never would have thought that many people wanted to listen to it during their daily life, because I never did that a lot. Like, I
Yeah.
would
Look at
set the
how
time
good
aside or lay
podcasts
down at
do.
night. Yeah, and so many people, like Toya Ellison was like, I want to do this. And I was like, okay, shit, that's not good for me, but all right. And so she's like, I just want to listen to it while I practice. And so I tried that the other day, and she was the one that told me to do that. And so, she was like, I'd like a body only that plays on repeat. And I'm like, cool. And then a few other people said that. And then after your video, people said that. So there's things that I never thought about, because I just launched this in the capacity that I used it.
Yeah.
And so I'm still learning from everybody too. And then as people have suggestions for stuff like inside the membership, I'm like, yeah, like that's cool. So I'm not like, there is no hard line on what it's going to be. Like, I hope it keeps growing and getting cooler. That's the plan.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody, especially somebody of your caliber, like took it to that point. Cause like I've said it 100 times, like my best days of shooting have come from days where I'm like in the best mental state. Like I've shot my best scores outdoors with my son when there's nothing really riding on it. We might have a side bet going with John or something like that, but we're just chilling, doing just fucking shooting, not thinking a thing of it. And it's so evident that like everybody at Vegas, if you've showed up to Vegas, you made any kind of effort to get there, every single person's bow can shoot 20 yards. That's like the only job you've had for 6 months. Everybody's
And then
bow
all of
can
a
do
sudden
it.
we can't.
And then we can't fucking do anything right.
Yeah.
That's a mental thing, not a bow problem or a release problem or I ate too much or I got fucked up last night. Any of that. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that is finally getting looked at.
Yeah. So how do I say this appropriately?
Don't.
No, I need to. A lot of the people have been wrongfully misled in the last years and told that like everything we need to do in archery is all conscious. Which anyone who actually shoots a bow and understands how this stuff works, that's not correct. Our conscious matters. Like, our conscious is always there. So how we use the conscious and apply the conscious matters. If it's thinking positive or negative, that's going to make it easier. Like, if it's thinking wrong things, it's getting essentially, here's how it should work. Everything that we're doing in our shot process, and once we hit the line, should be subconscious, and our conscious needs to stay the fuck out of the way. And when the conscious mind doesn't, and it starts trying to override the subconscious, that's typically when people start having problems. So like, I use a subconscious. So this is going to be stuff that will be on the website as well. That's like, here's more to the mental program, right? Like, I've used different conscious mind distraction tools for years. Words, phrases, a song, singing a song.
What was the song? You've mentioned the song a number of times. What is the song? I got to know.
Okay, I picked it when I was 10, so let me just lead with that. It was Do You Believe in Magic by Allie and AJ from the freaking Disney Channel.
No way.
I still use it to this day. Yeah, it's like happy and positive and fast and upbeat. Yeah, it's not like, I always tell people, don't pick a country one where it's like your wife left you and your dog died and you lost your money. And like don't pick something sad and depressing and slow. Like, pick something fast. But
that's funny.
Yeah, so that was my song. So like, there is more to it than that. Like, yes, of course, the conscious matters in that stance, and how we use it when we're shooting can help us or hurt us. But the way that I love to teach it to people in the seminars, and it's great because I just totally effed with them for 2 days, is it's like, I know on each person, it's like, I changed your hand grip, I changed your front shoulder, I changed your depth on your finger release, and like, whatever, all these different things. And so I explained to them, when we hit this part, it's like, okay, if you aren't consciously thinking about that new change, you just keep going back to what you've been doing. That's your subconscious process that your mind is running. Like, that's what it does. You can build a new subconscious process, but to do that, you have to consciously focus on it for about 30-ish days, realistically. And then that becomes your new subconscious process. So then you don't have to think about it anymore. And you're just going to set your hand grip in the bow that way, or you're going to put your fingers in the right place and you don't have to think about it. But if you don't put the conscious effort into building the new subconscious process, you're always just going to go back to the old one. And so to tell people that we don't use the subconscious when we're shooting is the craziest thing ever, because every single thing we do is subconscious. Like when people first start and they can't knock the knock on the string, that's because it's not subconscious. Or they get a new release and they can't get the hook on because you're using your conscious. Like once everything starts flowing, it's because everything is subconscious. And there's something they say your conscious mind has like 6,000-ish thoughts in a given day, where your subconscious mind runs millions of programs. Like every time we've taken a breath, that's a subconscious process. You don't go like, oh, breathe. Like, no, you just breathe. When you walk, you don't think, oh, lift left foot, step, oh, move right arm, swing. Oh, you just do it. That's a subconscious process. Almost everything we do in a day is a subconscious process. And then the conscious mind just pops in where we need it. Shooting's the same thing. And so usually we shoot our best when everything is built into the subconscious and it's just flowing and it's just happening. As soon as something goes wrong or the pressure gets on and we have to start thinking about it, that's where it becomes a problem, because we shouldn't have to think, we should just do. So usually at that point, if you can use the conscious mind in some sort of a distraction method in a positive way or a productive way to aiming your shot execution or whatever that looks like, or to sing a song. I liked the song because when I started, I picked the song, and then I went to a seminar and someone way years ago said, no, you need a phrase. And I was like, okay. And so my phrase was, believe in yourself, nothing but X, I can, I will. And I stole the I can, I will from Lanny. And I would say that and I'd be like trying to shoot and I'd be like, believe in yourself, nothing but X, I can, bull fucking shit, your pin just touched the eight. And I'd be like, and so at that time, my mental game was, dude, I did it a lot.
Oh, that's so funny.
My mental game was not good enough to think in words because it was just very easy for negative things to slip in. But when you've got a weaker mental game, or you're truly shitting your pants, like you're the most nervous you're ever going to be, when you sing a song, there's a rhythm. So you have to actually break and stop the song rhythm to then think in words. And even in your most like vulnerable, weak-minded moments, you usually won't break the song rhythm. So I would recommend the song for people like starting out, or for people who are going to like really lose it in a pressure situation, because that one's never failed me. Like I've done the words and it's failed me. Now, when I'm mentally strong and my mental game is better, yeah, I can use the words or phrase or one word or whatever that needs to be. But the song is like the easiest go-to for sure. Yeah. So there's like other things. Like I haven't, like in the program that's launched, right? I haven't taught people all that. Everyone in the seminar, I've taught that at times 10, like all these other things to do. But I will have all of that on the website for the people in the membership. It's just time, baby steps.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that it's a song, because I found using a song just kind of on my own, because in indoor season, because I was always struggling because I have this thing in the back of my head that likes to talk to me unprompted and say things like,
it shouldn't.
oh, you haven't dropped an X.
Yep.
Why do you, I know you don't talk to me, I get it, I'm already doing things. And so in order to be able to control the conversation 100% of the time, mine's Johnny Cash, one piece at a time, but I changed the words to be archery related.
I like it. So you made your own song.
Yeah, kind of.
That's funny.
And that was the first time I shot a 300, was singing the song, and I was like, I'm doing this from now on. Like that's
cool.
And now
I used it for
I kind of
years.
changed it a little bit, since I kind of just talk to myself now. My issue with indoor,
because you started where you needed to, and then now that your mental game has progressed, you're able to do that. Like that's what it should be. It's always gonna. That's my point. It's like it's always gonna have a progression as we get better within the mental game.
Yeah, my struggle is not looking at the end. Like I'm 3 ends in. Yeah, you shot 9 X's. Cool.
Yeah.
you have a lot more arrows to go. Like
you have 23 more. Calm down.
Chill out. Like you need to. So my thing is focusing on the single arrow that I'm standing on.
Yeah.
And so
I reinforce that a lot in the recordings. Like I have stuff in there that's like, when you step to the line, like it's just one arrow at a time. Like every time you draw the bow back, you know you can shoot 110 or you can shoot one good arrow. Because the worst thing that people can do is start thinking, oh God, 3 more, 30 more, 40, like whatever it is. None of that, whether it's a lot of arrows left or a few arrows left, all of it is building pressure in a way that isn't necessary. Like you can't control any of that. All you have is the one arrow that you've got right now. And usually those thoughts fuck up the one that's in your bow. So it's like, yeah, let's just not. So yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot of that stuff just by trial and error. Like I said, I tried the words, but when I tried it, I wasn't ready for it yet. Like I wasn't good enough yet. I had to go back to the song. And like I always tell people, if you go back and watch, it was 2009. 2009, Ogden, Utah, Junior World Championships. That was my first individual World Championship gold medal. And if you go back and you watch that match, you like see me doing this, like on the line. And I'm just singing my song like the whole time, totally shitting my pants, but like singing my song. And then I did good and won and tied the world record in that match. And it was like, that was insane. But seriously, if I didn't have that song to fall back on, I would have shit the bed, even like way back then, even. So there's still times that like
That's crazy.
I'll fall back on that.
You would
15 years
attribute your
later.
success to a song in your head rather
Yeah,
than
that's where
anything
it all
else,
started.
you know? Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I had a fucking thought.
I also
Now it's
get
gone.
so distracted. I had one a while
Yeah.
ago, and I even went like this. I was like, and because
A
it
question?
reminded me of something to bring up, and I forgot, and I've been trying to think about what it was.
So I got 2 questions. First, your recordings, that voice, is that somehow altered, or
No, that's
do
actually
you
my
drop your
voice.
voice and slow your cadence down?
Yeah, that.
No shit.
Yeah. So you're about to laugh. Here's 2 things about me no one really knows. My voice is way deeper than what you think, and I talk like 2 octaves higher so I don't sound like a mega bitch. There's the first one. The other one is that my eyebrows are way lower and that I fucking hold my eyebrows up all day long so I don't have resting bitch face.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, like hold on. Let me try and actually relax.
Settle in.
I can almost not even do it. Can you see that? I
Yeah.
look evil. So I hold them up like this all day so that I sound nicer and look nicer than I really would be. It's the worst. I keep joking that I need to go get an eyebrow lift. So I've done it for so many years. I don't even know I'm doing it. Like now I almost can't relax my forehead to like let them go down. But yeah, so that was more just talking. I don't want to say my normal because that is lower than my normal, but like closer to probably my normal.
I think I would say it's a little lower than your normal. I heard it and I was all
like,
did they
alter
slow
that?
her down? Or and then like, but some words you would say at a normal or a little more
like you would hear
standard
my
cadence.
normal voice broke through. Yeah.
Just your timing was a little bit more normal, like a conversation would be. And I was like, God dang it, I can't tell if this is fucking AI-ish or if she's just really getting in there.
No AI. Greg, first time I sent it to him, he's like, who recorded that? I was like, me? And he called me. He's like, that is not you. And I was like, no, that's literally my voice. And he's like, I've heard you talk since you were a baby. Like, that's not your voice. I was like, no, it is. It really is. So that's funny. But the cadence thing, so the entry, like the intro is supposed to be like very slow cadence and relaxed. When you hit the body, it's supposed to speed back up. Like it's supposed to
and
be
it does.
more...
And that's where I was like, hey, wait a minute. I thought we were being slow.
That sounds like her. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
essentially, your brain takes the stuff in when it's at a pace that it's more used to listening to. So if you are trying to retain information, and you know how on the phone you can slow stuff down or speed stuff up?
Yeah.
Science says that your brain, I do all the time. I speed everybody up. But it says that your brain doesn't retain stuff as well when you're listening to it at the different speeds. And so the intro needs to be slower to help walk you down and do all the things that is meant to do. But then the body picks back up because that's supposed to reinforce better at a more normal cadence than like a very slowed down speed. So there actually was a reason for that. But yeah.
That makes sense. When Tate has a tummy ache and you're rubbing his forehead, do you do that voice?
It's okay, baby. No. Don't cry. You'll be fine.
That 9 was going to happen regardless.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Oh, man.
The other question I had, a little bit more serious. Part of that was, could you probably know it off the top of your head, but like, what's that when you speed up and you're in the main meat of it, and it's like, something it's like, this is like me, I'm the best fucking archer. I can't remember how it goes, but it's very very positive. And as for a guy like me who's very I'm not I try not to be full of myself at all. It's
You're
hard for
very realist. I'm the same.
exactly. It's hard
Yeah.
for me to believe what you're saying. Like a little bit.
So
It's gonna take a minute, I think, for me to go.
yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking good. I
So
don't feel like
here's
that at all.
what's really funny about you saying that is when I first started doing these and I said things that were not true, I would be like in the meditation state. I would do the walk down. I'm like laying down. I'm out pretty much, right? Like I've done the meditation part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm deep, whatever. And it would say something that like my mind hadn't accepted yet. And it would like almost like pull me out of it. It would be like, what the
Dude,
fuck? Like, no. And
exactly
so
my thought.
it would take me maybe a week or 2 of listening to something new like that before it quit pulling me out of that space, and
Yeah.
then it would, like, almost make me aware, but wouldn't pull me all the way out, and then it just got to where it was, like, accepting of it, and so
Okay.
those are the things and I love that you noticed that. You're the first person who said that to me, and the same thing has happened to me over the years with different sentences. Like, it might be one sentence in one recording because mine's ever changing, right? Like, I've
Uh-huh.
used it that way forever. And I've never made myself multiple. I just had one. And as I needed to fix something, I would add it in or take something else out that was good. And so I just would use the same recording and just edit it.
Yeah.
And so there would be lines where I would be like, okay, my brain fucking hates that. Like,
Yeah.
especially when I was trying to get good at indoor. And I said stuff, it's like you to win indoor events. You expect to stand at the podium, the top of the podium at indoor. Like when you show up to indoor, it is no
Yeah.
different than outdoor and you expect to win. All those things. And my brain was just like, like full
Yeah.
panic. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's not like you. Shut up. You don't
Yeah.
do that. And so
I don't
it's
talk to
funny.
myself that way is what is different about it. It's like, yeah, I have won a couple small local
Yep.
indoor things or whatever, but it's like, I don't expect it. I hope to be there. I can see myself there. I've been there. I don't expect anything.
Mhm.
So when I hear that, I'm like, it's not exactly how I'd put it, but
So if you stick with it, it'll
so,
it'll learn to accept it. Like that's
right.
where it's neat that you can see. So here's the other problem. Like that's a very specific thing that you caught on to, but like there's other people who are going to have that happen when it's like you believe in yourself. Like something
Yeah,
that simple might pull someone out of it because they don't believe in themselves. Like everybody's self-image is so fucked up from social media. Like
sure.
the mental state of the world right now is just so much worse than like people have ever been. Like 30 years ago, people were mentally so much happier in their life than what like kids and everybody coming up is dealing with now. So, with that said, like the simplest of things that people should believe in themselves or like should feel, they don't. And so that's I think why this is going to be so helpful for people too. Like I have a general confidence self-image one coming. That's nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
with archery, just like for life in general. And I had some people request that. And I was like, yeah, like I can do that. And they're like, listen, I shit on myself in my head all day long. Like I'm really negative to myself. I'm hard on myself. They're like, I don't think good about myself. My internal monologue is very harsh and very negative. And I'm like, okay, like I'll make that. Like anything that people want, I'm happy to make and put in there. Right.
Yeah,
Like I would love suggestions. And so, I think that is really where it's going to be powerful. So like for people experiencing that, it's like, that's okay. That's good. Like that means that it's working and that if you stick with it and then when you see the
yeah,
difference of it not pulling you out, you know, like, holy hot damn, my brain is now okay with that. And it wasn't okay with it a week or 2 weeks
sure.
before. So yeah, I've been through that myself. It was kind of weird. The first time it happened to me, I'm like, what was that? And then the
Mm-hmm.
next time it was like, what again? And it was like saying the same thing. Like I didn't hear the thing it said, but it'd be like the part after. And after a few times that happening, I'm like, what is it saying right there? And I just listened to it. And then it's like, wow, like my brain just hates that. And
Yeah,
so it was fun. But it accepted it. It just took a little bit more time for that
sure.
one thing. Yeah.
Okay. I I've been curious about that because when I heard that, I was
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't say I'm
Yeah.
good.
So here's the other thing. Like realistically, let's be a little bit of a cocky asshole here for a minute. To be our best, to be like a true competitor in the best competitive state of mind, if we don't step on the line and expect to win, what are we doing? Like hoping and expecting are two different levels of success. I don't want to hope. I don't want to pray. I want to expect to win. So like the way I look at it
Yeah.
now, and I'll say that and I'll lose more shoots this year than I'll win. Like everyone's gotten so good, but that doesn't mean that I still don't step on the line and expect to win every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Will you? No, we won't. Nobody
Yeah.
will. But that you can still expect that. And so I've seen a huge shift in myself from using these, going from I hope I shoot good this weekend. Like I
Mm-hmm.
hope this goes good to like I'm gonna shoot good and it's gonna go good and I expect to win. Doesn't mean I will, but I'm going to do my part. So like just how you say and think the simplest things in your head, it's fucking wild how much it actually changes the outcome and like who you are as an archer and a person and like approaching things in life like that. So most of us don't like wanting success and then failing. So a lot of how we talk to ourselves is like a band-aid for like if something doesn't go right, it's
Yep.
okay. And that's a way to live with the losses, but that doesn't help you win more. And so you kind of have to be, it's like the difference between like the really truly championship competitive mindset versus not. And so I put the stuff in there to make the people as good as I could. And that's like, I could have not said some of that stuff because I know how powerful that stuff is when you use it. I could have made these to where they help people and not put all the things in. I didn't. Like, I didn't hold back. I genuinely put in all the things that like I've used and studied and researched and like all over the years to give everyone the most benefit, which is also why I was like, God dang, this is going to help the girls and hurt me. But like, you know, again, if I'm going to do it, I don't want to not give people everything I can
You
give
also
them.
got to be
So,
willing to go through this kind of thing. Like I can imagine some people are not receptive to this type of meditation,
yeah,
guided meditation or what have you.
yeah.
Like,
hmm
I've never
I
heard
mean, I
anything like it before,
wasn't. Yeah.
but I mean, I was personally looking for something different that's new. Because
hmm
I don't think anybody's gone this far into the mental thing other than like reading Lanny's book or something like
Yeah.
that.
But
So,
I started with Lanny's book, and the closest thing that I would attribute this to would be like the daily affirmation cards. So if you read Lanny's book, he says do the daily affirmation cards, write cards around the house, write them like you've already done it and accomplished it.
mhm.
So like I am the 2026 Vegas champion. I did blah blah blah. I shot a 900. Not I want to or I will, that you already have. And so that is how this started. So I started doing the daily affirmation cards and then I started doing some research and it was like, okay, why does that work? Well, it works because the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between truth and lie. Why does visualization work? Because the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between a physical event or the same mentally visualized event. Doesn't know the difference. It's literally an equivalent from a practice standpoint. So if you shoot 10 arrows in your head from a mental standpoint, it counts exactly the same as if you physically shot 10 arrows.
No
The only
shit.
negative is that your body isn't building, right? But like your
Yeah.
mind is. So understanding when you do the research to understand how the brain works, and then I still am like, yeah, but does it really, right? Like I've done
Yeah.
this enough years now. They're right. I've seen that firsthand. But I learned that when the more relaxed you are, the deeper it goes into your subconscious. It's like Lanny's daily affirmation cards would help, but like in a year, like I had to read the same cards forever to like see much of a benefit. Where so long story short, I did a whole bunch of stuff. I was in law school. I was trying to memorize some definitions. I recorded the definitions on my phone. I would listen
Mhm.
to them on my drive. And I'd been trying for like 2 months to memorize these stupid things. And in like a week, I had them memorized. And I was like, why did that work? Like, that's insane. They just played in the background while I was driving in my car. And so then I was like, what if I recorded this daily affirmation card? Like, I think that might be better. So then I still read them. I kept them around the house, but I recorded it. And then I had like times of the day where I would listen to it. And it was like a minute long, right? No big deal.
Yeah.
That worked better. And I was like, damn, okay. So then I started researching, and it was like the deeper of a meditative state that you're in, the more accepting your subconscious is. Like the faster it accepts it and the deeper that it goes. And so I'm like, okay, so I need to be relaxed. Well, fuck, you guys know me. I'm not relaxed. So I was like, how do I get relaxed? Well, that's how meditation, that's why they do all those walk downs to get you into a relaxed state of mind. So
Gotcha.
then I was like, I need a walk down. So then the walk downs were total shit. And then I learned like the more that you encompass um different like senses, you hear this, you smell this, you feel this, like it's bringing everything together. And that also helps you get into a deeper, more like trance state of mind from a meditation standpoint. And then I found binaural beats, which is music that if you have headphones on your ears or in your ears, that it puts a different hertz frequency into each ear. And your brain does not like that. And so it creates a balancing hertz frequency in the middle, essentially. And so depending on the frequencies they start you with will change the frequency that your brain is then creating. So they have binaural beats that will create different level of brain waves, like alpha, beta, theta, all the different things. Well, theta brain waves are the best state for subconscious reprogramming and meditation. And so the music that is on there is actually binaural beats. So you get more benefit if you have headphones on or in. It forces your brain to create theta waves, whether you're actually in a relaxed state of mind or not. So that way it's going deeper and faster, kind of regardless of the actual mind state you're in. So it's just like a double band-aid for those days that you just are having a hard time winding down. So like there's a
I
lot of
wondered
elements
about
in there.
that background music.
Yes, they're like the music's just music if you're just listening to it. You do not get the binaural beat benefit unless the headphones are on or in, because it has
Gotcha.
to be in the ears for the ears to receive the
Yeah.
different hertz
Yeah.
frequencies. So like that's another element that was like added in. And then when we talk about the things that are how stuff is worded in the recording itself, like in the body, in the body of the recording, I could say you push and pull. Well, maybe you don't think of it like that. Maybe you build pressure, and maybe you build tension, and maybe you do whatever. And so when we talk about a simple thing like executing the shot, I don't know which one you guys are listening to, but like in the target panic one especially, it talks about a lot of different ways. It's the same thing worded many different ways because your brain will resonate with different things better than others. And so the more ways that you can reword the same thing, the better it's going to go in, because it's going in different ways at different angles, and then it will resonate with more people depending on how their brain perceives that stuff and receives it. So there's like a lot of stuff in there. There's the forward thinking. So it says like imagine yourself 3 months in the future. The forward thinking, then it's linked to a grounder. So the grounder essentially gives you a way to access that brain state without listening to the recordings. Like if you're shitting your pants at a tournament, the one I've always used in mine was the inhale calm and exhale relaxation, which is what I used in the target panic one. And so I'll literally be out there and I'll be like, calm, relaxation. And I like think that, and it kind of brings you back to that state of mind that you're in, and like surfaces those things that are kind of deep rooted in your subconscious, because they're not in your conscious, right? They're meant to be stored in the subconscious. So that's kind of what the grounder does. The forward thinking essentially sets that stuff in a little bit better, in the sense that your brain is like believing that, okay, here's what it needs to do. And now it's visualizing seeing you do it in not a ridiculous amount of time. Like if I said 2 years from now, okay, that's too long. Like we don't want results that fast. But if I said next week at a tournament, that's also too fast. So I had to pick a timeline that was like a realistic thing to see yourself like beating all these problems and accepting this stuff and feeling this way. And doing the forward thinking is another really successful way to help root that in the subconscious. So like when I first started these, they were all fucked up. Like they didn't have all this fancy stuff, right? Like as time went on, I went to sports psychologists. I went to all sorts of different people. I did some in-person trainings with a lady, like 15 in-person trainings, who was retiring. It was like, I'll just teach you to do this yourself because she's leaving. Like different cool things happened along the way, and I learned different things and stumbled upon different things through research. And it was like, okay, to where they got better and better and better. And the better they were, like the faster I saw the improvements. Like it used to be like at the beginning, like a couple months, maybe, from what I could tell. As they got better, it was like, holy shit, I can actually see benefits in a week, which is insane. Like normally the mental game, I'd tell people, try it for a year and see if you can tell. Like this is not that. Like this works very fast. And so, if I took out a lot of those elements, it would still work. Like it would just work a lot slower. So when you think of it from that perspective, like here's the daily affirmation card, which is still great. Like that's where I started, but this is like daily affirmation cards on steroids. If that had a baby with like guided meditation and positive affirmations and like, all that stuff, it's all in one, which is, I think, why it works so well.
You said like 3 months, right?
Mhm.
In the
In
thing,
the
yeah.
recording. Mhm.
That's pretty much Vegas people. So buy that shit today and you'll be dialed right in.
And that doesn't mean that like you aren't. It's going to take you 3 months.
No,
Like
I know.
that's not. It doesn't really work
I
like
remember
that.
thinking that, and I was like, boy, that'd time out really good for Vegas.
Yeah, but no, it's more like, okay, when I did the research behind that one, they were like, yeah, like it works different ways depending on like how long you set this out.
Yeah.
And so like let's say if you were making one about losing weight, dieting, and exercising for someone, and they weighed 400 pounds and they wanted to weigh 180, like you're not going to say 3 months from now, because that can't happen, right? So you have to pick something that's a realistic timeline don't drag it out to achieve your goals, but don't make it so rushed. Because if I said next week your problems are solved, then your mind's going to go, the fuck? I'm not going to be fixed in a week. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into that too. So I did a lot of reading and research on like how to pick the time, and everything I read, it was like 3 months seems good
No,
for
that's
like the
good.
stuff
That's
we're trying to
tangible.
fix.
It's
Yeah.
not too much discipline for it to be like a year and you'll be your best.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if people truly, if they listen to it once a day for a week, I have a feeling they're going to see benefits. My favorite one that I can't wait to launch is the Vegas 300 one. Because there's so many freaking people out there who are stuck at like 98, 99 and just can't hit the 300. And I'm telling you, if they listen to that shit for like a week, the messages of people rolling in that are going to hit their first 300, it's going to be stupid. So, like,
I'd like to hit another one.
know
That'd be
it
great.
works.
So as soon as you get that up, let me know.
I will.
I have a couple of questions because of some of the stuff you were saying. From some of the sports psychologists that I've read and my own journey of, Lanny Basham's book and all the different, trying to build my own mental game and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You specifically talked about the subconscious can't tell the difference between truth and lie. But in some of the stuff that I've read, they've emphasized the fact that you can't lie because the brain knows the difference between a lie. Like, for instance,
knows the difference.
So that's what I was going to lead into. Is that the conscious brain that they're talking about? Because I've always thought of it as like, if it's not like you to shoot a 300, going up there and telling yourself it's like me to shoot a 300 is actually negatively impacting you because you haven't done it yet.
So no, here's why. So when I talked about those comfort zones, right? If you got lucky and you shot a 300, now your conscious mind is like, oh, I can do that. I shot one. Oh, I've shot one. I can do that. So that's what's being reinforced. Because it's reinforced, now the subconscious starts to accept it. But you didn't have to do that. Like if your conscious just told your subconscious that all the time, the subconscious believes it anyway. So that's why this is so different. And it's hard for people to grasp and understand who haven't done the research and don't understand is you can't lie to the conscious mind. It absolutely knows. So with what we're doing, I'm not trying to say, listen to these recordings and then I want you to go to the line and lie to your conscious mind and tell you all this stuff on the line. This is done when you're sitting on the couch or when you're driving in the car or when you're laying in bed. So this is to, at a level you can't feel or understand, program that subconscious to where it believes it and accept it, even if the conscious mind doesn't. And that's how that works. And so, think of it this way. I hate using this example, but a lot of people who really are in doubt of it are like, oh, fuck, that makes sense. Brainwashing. How can someone take a person and brainwash them negatively and make them believe things that are so, we had a lady here who was like kidnapped way back in the day, and the dude brainwashed the shit out of her, made her believe there was like this thing called the company that was watching her and all this crazy stuff. But like, if you tell someone something long enough, like they start to believe it essentially. Brainwashing is the same thing we're doing, but from a positive standpoint. And so essentially, if you tell yourself, your subconscious mind, something enough times, it's going to believe it. And so if you have done this Vegas recording, let's use the 300 example because it's a really great one. If you're standing on the line and you're using your subconscious distraction tool and you're singing your song or you're saying your word or phrase and you're just letting everything happen, that's where the magic isn't going to happen. If you've done the Vegas 300 recording and you're standing on the line and you're like, holy shit, last arrow, I hope I don't choke and F this up like I normally do. Okay, your conscious mind just failed you. Those are two different things.
Yep.
And so ideally, both in the past, there's been times where you've tried to hit that score, not you, just people in general, tried to hit that score, tried to do that, and their conscious mind didn't do something like that, yet they still missed. That's their subconscious mind fighting them because it's like, nope, I'm uncomfortable. It's not like you to do that. So the idea is to get that taken away, where the subconscious is like, shit, yeah, we got this. We can do this. It's not going to hold you back. It's not going to stop you. The conscious mind can still F you up. That's the second part of it. Like that's where you have to kind of stack that and keep the conscious mind positive or out of the way so the subconscious can just run its process. So the best example I have of that, and when I really realized like what that felt like from a different standpoint, is I was going to win my first pro indoor event. It was Iowa Pro-Am. I had a 6-point lead with 2 ends to go, and I did everything right from like a mental training, conscious mind standpoint. I didn't think, oh my God, you're going to win your first tournament if you just shoot 310s. Like, no, I didn't do any of that. Like I did from the mental training I had done, I did everything right. There was like something in me, like deep in me, that just felt like the most uncomfortable, like it was fighting me. It like didn't want that to happen. And I'm like, sing your song, say your words. Like you got this. Like I was saying all the positive, all the conscious mind right things. And it was something else that was just like, fuck no. And I literally choked. And then we tied. It was Jimmy's wife, Danelle. And then we went into a shoot off and I ended up winning the shoot off. But like, it was the strangest feeling. I missed freaking 6 points in 2 ends. And I was like, what just happened to me? Like, I don't even understand. And so that was my subconscious essentially being like, it is not like you to win indoor events. This is wildly out of my comfort zone. Fuck you. And it tanked me. And so I had never felt that strong and that powerful for that many arrows either. It wasn't like one arrow, it happens and you're just like, oh, I choked. But like for 6 straight arrows, I'm like doing all the mental things right. And it was still not working. And I was like, what is this? And so I went and made an indoor specific recording, which is essentially like the Become a Winner one that I have on there, where it's like, it's like you to win, you expect to win. I had that, but for indoor. You expect to win indoor events. It's okay. You expect at indoor to stand on top of the podium, because I was fine with that outdoor, but my mind hated it indoor. In 1 week, I went from Iowa to Sydney, Australia, and I won Sydney. And then I went from Sydney to Nîmes, and I took 4th, which is like winning. Nîmes is so hard in this match play like that. I did really well. And then went to Lancaster, took 2nd, went to Vegas, and won the Indoor World Series final and won Vegas that year. And like that year in Vegas, I was the only woman clean the whole 3rd day. So like everyone else had missed. And so it was like, holy fuck, I have to shoot 10 ends like clean to try to do this. And then everyone kept saying to me, oh, if all you do is, shoot 30 arrows. And like, so I'm like puking because I'm so stressed. It was horrible. And I almost would have just preferred that like there was a bunch of us clean and then like they choked in the last end or something. So you only have to go through 3 arrows. But having to shoot a full round, knowing if you don't miss, you win, was really hard. Fuck, I couldn't close a 6-point lead at Iowa Pro-Am with 6 arrows to go. And a month later, like I closed a whole day at Vegas, which was 10 times more important to me than Iowa Pro-Am. So that was the first moment that I realized like, holy shit, this works well and this works fast. And like, then I understood the difference between my conscious mind was still getting in my way at Vegas. Like it was doing the things, but my subconscious was comfortable with me winning Vegas. But a month before was not okay with me winning an indoor. And until I felt that firsthand, I didn't understand the difference either.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a
fucking weird.
Fast turnaround.
Yes. So that was the moment that I went, I should probably make this a business.
We got something here, guys.
Yeah. Like if I just told people, do this for a year and maybe you'll see results, no one's coming back, right? Like that's the problem, is people will work shooting their bow for a year, but you tell them to do something like this for a year and they're like, yeah, no, if I don't see myself getting better, they're just going to quit.
Yeah.
So like I went from can't even win Iowa Pro-Am to like Vegas champ and Indoor World Series champ in the same weekend. And at that time, no one had ever won both. So I was like the only woman clean. Everyone was like hitting me with that. And then I won the Indoor World Series final that night. And you're like, holy shit, now if you win Vegas tomorrow, you make history and you win both. I'm like, oh my God, it just got worse.
Thanks.
And like, yeah, and me a month before, had I not made the recording specific to that, I have zero doubt in my mind, like I wouldn't have won. I wouldn't have been able to do it. There's no fucking way, because what it did and like it fighting me. So here's the other thing. You are powerful enough to override your subconscious. So your subconscious mind is the weakest part of your brain, like drastically weaker. It's like 10 to 15% of your brain. Very, very weak. Like that's where our willpower and stuff comes from, right? Like people don't always have the best willpower. Weak. Like conscious mind, incredibly weak. The subconscious mind is the strong part of our brain. And that is like 85 to 90% of the brain. And so that is the one where when it's programmed to do its job, like you're more likely to have success. But when it is not, and like it is holding you back, you're not going to win. Like you're not going to override that. You might get lucky every now and again in practice and like hit a new PB. And then as you believe you can do that, you then can. But it sucks to have to wait for that like awesome moment to come together and happen if you could just program your subconscious sitting on the couch every day and like get there a lot faster. So it's kind of wild. I'm really excited, like I said, to launch one that is score specific, because I think that's going to be something that's obviously very clearly attainable for people to go, holy shit, that worked fast. And it will. Like I have no doubt that it will. I know those messages are going to pour in because I know it works because I did it.
When's this Vegas one coming?
I'm gonna do mass recording of. I have a whole bunch.
Yeah.
As soon as I get back from ATA, so like while I'm gone on this trip, I will like really have everything fine tuned so that I can sit down and do like recordings. And then I have a Vegas specific one, and the Vegas 300 one I want to launch pretty quick. I have a barebow one that I'm working on. I just have to get on the phone with one of those guys to fill in some final pieces. I have the general confidence and self-image one. I have an ASA one started because that's right around the corner. Like that's actually before Vegas. So I think I'm still missing some, but I have quite a few that are like in the works that are close to being done. It's hard because when you write it too, you can't say like you don't punch because your brain just hears punch. So the other thing is the subconscious mind works like a 3-year-old. Like you can't say the things you don't want to have happen. You have to say the things that you want to have happen. And so writing it, like you'll write stuff and you go back through and you're like, oh, that could be worded more positive, or like, different things like that, or like, how was another way that I could word this so it's more impactful in case this one doesn't resonate. So it's like when I say the final editing, that actually takes a lot more time than people realize, because I could just say, oh fuck, good enough, and put it out. But I genuinely want it to work. Like I want to make it as good as I can. So doing that final editing stuff, and it's different, like different days, like my brain is different. So I'll like read through and it's like I might add 3 sentences. And the next 2 days later I read it and I'm just like on a roll and it like flows really good. And so, it's kind of like I need a few of those days to like finally piece them together to make them good enough that I'd be happy launching them.
Sure, I get that.
That's cool. You're doing barebow stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a recurve one too. I just started the barebow one first because the barebow people reached out and were like, make me one. I'm like, okay, like that's cool. I just need the shot process part. I need in their own words and their own lingo. So I'm going to get that from one of them. That way it's accurate. And the more accurate it is from a detail standpoint, the more better it's going to work too. So like, yeah, I could write a barebow one good enough, but I want it to be the best that I can make it. So like I'll do an interview with them to get the proper barebow lingo and things like that to incorporate it right. So yeah, like I had a swimmer reach out and say they wanted one for swimming. And I was like, okay. And like I was on the phone with Cass today and she was like, someone wants a basketball one. And I was like, okay. It's like I can make them for anything and I'm happy to. I just want to make sure if I'm gonna do it that I want it to really truly help. Because I know in archery what to say and do to really help. So the other sports, I want to make sure I'm talking to someone that I can get like the right elements in there to give them the most benefit. But
especially for like a team sport one, like a basketball one,
those are hard.
I can imagine that's kind of complicated because you could do everything right. And this is why I hated team sports. I could do my job perfectly and Joe Schmo over here screws up and we all suffer.
So the hard part with basketball is it's not like you're walking them through a whole game because there's multiple players. It's like, them making the shot or like jumping for a rebound and feeling the ball in their hands and doing whatever, like things like that are more like individualized. Think about swimming. Think about how many different like breaststroke, butterfly, like technically you could have a different recording for each style of swimming, or you don't talk about arm movements and you talk about feeling the water, taking a breath, diving off the thing, touching the wall, flipping, like, all the parts that you do the same. So I could have like general swimming and then you could do like specific ones for different type, whatever you want to call them. So like in all the sports, like in archery is the same. Like I could make I'm doing a Vegas 300 one because that's obviously what everybody wants. But if there's like enough people that reached out and said, God, just make me a 290 one, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I can literally just do the same thing and write 290, like whatever. Like ASA, like I can do general, I can do known, unknown. I can make shoot down specific ones. Like, do you know how many people there are that shoot really great and then they go to a shoot down and they underperform? Like I could make one specifically to walking into a shoot down. You have your 5 targets, how you mentally process that. Like alternating matches in World Archery, like when you go into the final and you shoot and you've got 20 seconds, and like I will have one for that specifically. So the cool thing about the membership is I plan on trying to have, like, no matter what someone's in the future, right? Again, everything takes time. But like if someone has a problem, I want to have a library of this shit where they can be like, it's $15 and I want to fix this problem. Like I'm in. And then they can listen for a month and fix that problem and then go back to their general one or go back to confidence or do whatever, become a winner, like whatever. Use those general ones still. But if there's a problem that people have, like I want to have the solution, right? And like I said, some of it is stuff that can solely be fixed from the mind. And there are things that need both elements. And so I do want people to understand that. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, you got target panic, listen for months, it's 100% gone. Nope, depends on your brain. Like everyone's brain is different, depends on how you have it, what you have it. Like that's something that really needs both elements worked on. But when most people who've never tried the mental side and they fight it and they fight it and they fight it and they try different releases and they try different things and it's like not working, it's because you're only attacking it from the physical side and you're missing the other half. And so it's like, here's the little piece that you need to actually beat what you've been struggling with. And like I did use this for my locking low. I had never put that in the recording because I didn't really care and I didn't really know that it would help me. And when I finally decided, like, I need to fix this, I'd done the recordings for years by that point. So I actually added that into my recording. Like, you aim in the middle, it's like you to aim in the middle. So some of that is actually included in the target panic one because the target panic one's more general target panic. Like, people freeze. I have that right now. Absolutely, I have that right now. So I'm working through that. People freeze. People have the punching kind. They aim low. Like, there's so many types of target panic that, like, all of the fixes for that, it's like it starts with, you line the sight up in the peep and like you're comfortable aiming at the middle. Your mind is okay at seeing your pin float in the center of the dot, like your pin in the middle of the target. Like I say dot, I say target, I say different things depending on what people are aiming at. Like where your eyes look, your pin wants to go. I worded all these different ways. So if someone was locking low, that part's in there for them. Then I have like the shot execution part where if they're freezing, it's like now it's time to actually execute and they start to do something. If they're punching, it's like, now here's the part that you're doing the things that aren't punching because you can't say don't punch. And so I have multiple different elements built into that one to cover different things. So that way it will hopefully help whatever issues, they have essentially. But again, like I could make ones where the whole body is only talking about shot execution or like not punching or not aiming low or whatever, but worded in the positive. Like the sky's the limit. Like I could, there's a lot I could do. Long term, I would love to make individual ones for people because if it was worded like what you think in your head, right? If you have like a part in your shot process and you anchor in and you think this or you do this that's different than someone else, the more detailed I can make it, the better. So I would like to do some custom ones, but that's like so far out because there's still so many general ones that need to be done and I just don't have time. Like if I launched that, the list I know would be longer than I would expect. And I'd be like, yeah, I get to that in 2 years when I have time. Like I don't want to do that to people. So
you need to
I
do
want to
one
have
on
enough that it actually like I can help them with the problems they have. And like I don't want to like let them down waiting for something that they don't need when this stuff will help them in the meantime.
once you get caught up in 2036, you ought to do one on just maximizing your fucking day because you've got more hours in the day than most seem to find. And I think just that in itself would, even if you don't shoot a bow or have any reason to, or like just that alone, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to find ways to get shit done in the time that they have. And you do it better than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah. And the funny part is there's always more going on than people know. Like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'll get you on a scoop that I'm not going to post about, so only your people will know.
Absolutely.
Like I just lined up a book thing today, actually. That was
Really?
part of today's deal.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's going to be in the works for the next while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's always shit going on that people don't
That's
know,
awesome.
Yeah. But honestly, if you don't sleep, there's more hours in the day.
Yeah.
Just
You mentioned
stay up and go to
something-
the airport.
Yep.
You
Pretty
mentioned
much.
something a while ago that I wrote down because I started having to take notes of things that I
Sorry.
want to know. You're fine because there's been like 3 things that I wanted to ask, but I didn't write them down and I never got around to asking them. And
I just kept rambling. Yeah,
my-
just shut up.
I got bad memory, so I was like, I got to write these down. The last one being the subconscious that we talked about and how the conscious brain, but then moving kind of, you didn't directly say it, but people talking to you, oh, all you got to do is shoot, 30 10s and you're fine. More specifically, and I know because I know some of the people that you have grown up shooting around that you've probably dealt with this, but have you dealt with someone trying specifically to mess with your mental game, and how did you address it?
All the time. All the time. Like,
Is it more prevalent than we think
yeah.
on the pro
The
circuit?
people who are really good at it can do it without you knowing. So, like, for example, if I came back and we were competitors and I was just like, oh, I hadn't shot an 8 all fucking day and I just shot an 8. Like, what the heck? 8. Like, I didn't want an 8. And the more times you say 8, I'm putting 8 into your freaking brain, and the odds you shoot an 8 the next end are like significantly higher.
I
Or
love to
like,
do that at
I
league.
could walk back and be like, dang, it looks like you're shooting really good today. Keep it up.
Yeah.
That's not nice. They're fucking with you. Like, they're trying to mess you up. They're trying to make you think about it. So this is where I have so many years of subconscious mental training that as long as I don't consciously think about what they said, it's not going to fuck me up. It's not going to, like, my subconscious is just doing its thing. So when you have the subconscious as strong as it can be, or stronger than it is now, if you can control your conscious, you're going to be fine. But if you're on the line and you're like, God, I hope I don't shoot an 8, that's not your subconscious failing you. That's your conscious failing you. And so I think from the mental game standpoint as well, like for the people who are in my membership and I want to work with them on that, and we'll talk about this stuff in that first live I do with them, but I really want them to understand the differences between, did my conscious mind let me down or did my subconscious mind let me down? Because you could do these recordings and you're still going to get better. But if your conscious mind is still doing those things, like, you're still going to fuck it up, right? Like there's two elements to this, and you kind of have to be at your best. They both have to be on. And so I think, and let's be honest, like, there's times, just like, there's days you physically draw your bow back and you're like, oh my God, it's a good day. And there's days where you're like, oh, today's just going to be work. I have the same thing with my mind. Like, sometimes it's just like, so when I'm my best right now, I literally think nothing. Like, it's just like blank, and I just shoot and it just happens. Days where it's not just happening and I have to consciously think to get through it, those are horrible mental days. Or like you said, you get distracted. Some days there could be someone like with pots and pans next to me, and I would never even know they're there. And then other days I'm like hearing conversations around me, and like my mental is not the same every day, just like my body's not the same every day. And so doing this training gives you the tools, like on the days that are worse, where you might have to work a little harder, but I don't actually score worse. Where it used to be like those were bad scoring days because physically I wasn't good or mentally I was distracted and whatever. And like now I have the tools to work through that and know it. And it's like, okay, I really have to focus. Like, from the moment I go to draw back, I really only need the focus right then. So I lessen the time that I try to stay focused and really emphasize like the moment that really matters, which is actually shooting, because maybe I don't have the mental focus to like stay on the line and not be distracted. So like between arrows, maybe my brain is not doing its job, but then like, okay, now it's a reset and go and like focus from there. So it's interesting because the more you start diving into this, and when you think about it, like when you succeed, you're going to realize why. Now, after people have listened to this or done any sort of mental training, it's easier to analyze, why did I fail? Where was my weak link? And then make a plan to fix that, right? And so most people just don't think like that. Like, oh, I choked. Okay, how? Physically, were you not prepared? Was your body shaking? Did your heart rate rise? Did you think conscious thoughts that you shouldn't have? Was it your subconscious fighting you because it isn't like you to do what you were doing? Like, you still failed, but what was the weak link in there? And like, let's work on that for next time. And so most people don't stop and analyze that kind of stuff. And like, to really be your best, you need to. And so, some people, that stuff just comes naturally, like they figure it out and they work through it. And other times people really need to sit down and like take notes and write it down or do whatever, or like for me, I'd go add it into my reporting. But like, yeah, it's there's way more to it than what people think. Like, it's just archery, just shooting a bow. Yeah, if you're just practicing in your backyard, it probably is.
If
But
you
all of a
could
sudden you
keep your
add some
head that
pressure.
clear, you could just shoot
Yeah.
your bow, because it is that, but it's the other guy in your head and all the shit you're listening to, and it's so much more mental. It's sickening, because
Yeah,
that's
like
fucked. I can't buy
there's
anything for
people in the
mental.
guys class are worse, and
Oh
there's like
no.
ones where you'll be shooting and they like finish and they stand on the line to like turn their spotting scope to your target to like watch your arrows or do things. Like, we see stuff all the time that people are trying to mess with other people, and you just gotta like I said, if you're doing the mental training, it's easier, but ideally you cannot consciously think about what they said.
Yeah.
Like anything else. And that's where, again, if it's a weekday, sing a song, like do anything on the line to where your conscious mind is not thinking whatever they just said to try to F you up.
The one thing I love about shooting the Bay Area Open is they play music while you shoot.
There he goes.
Oh, yeah, we lost him.
Of course.
So a lot of people will say, like, places that play music, they're like, I just shoot better. Like, it's easier for them. And that's because it's like singing a song in my head. that's essentially what's happening. So their conscious mind isn't really thinking so much. It's kind of focused on the music, and it just kind of works like that. And like there's people who will have a book playing in their ear or music or TV, and they're like, I always shoot better when I'm doing that. It's like, yeah, because that's a conscious mind distraction tool, and your subconscious is just doing its thing.
Fuck.
Here
Hey,
it comes
he's
back.
back.
God damn it. I haven't done that in a long time. That sucks.
I'm shocked mine hasn't
Son
done
of
it
a
yet.
bitch.
So
Actually, you know what I'm most shocked about is you are at 99%.
Uploaded?
And our friend Elliot here still,
Fuck.
well, now he's at 27.
Whatever.
getting better.
I
Yeah,
was-
you're at 99. What are those numbers? I've been looking at those, but I didn't know what they were.
So the program uses your actual device. It's like recording, but it's not saving
It's like
onto
3
your
different
device.
clips.
Okay.
So yours
Yeah,
is
so
uploaded, mine's uploaded, his is uploaded, all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
so
we
yours is
always have
uploading slow.
Yeah.
we always have to wait for Elliot.
I just walk away
afterwards.
from this thing and let it run all night.
Do you have Starlink,
Yeah,
bro? Like, what
I
do you
do.
do? You still
I
on
do
dial-up?
have fucking Starlink.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's all I
Okay.
can have out here.
Same, yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I don't
It
even-
clearly
That is
worked
fun.
better where you live.
Yeah.
My favorite thing at League is to tease Jesse. That's like my new. I shoot the best when I'm just harping on Jesse.
Poor
And
Jesse.
it's-
He's
So-
such a nice dude, though. That would
Oh,
fuck
but
me up
he's been
mentally
getting
to do that.
feisty. He's been getting feisty.
Well, no
and
shit.
Trying to give
You
it
gotta
back.
give it back if you're gonna give it.
He's trying to give it back, and then I'll look over at his target. I'll be like, "That looks like a 9."
No,
That didn't work now,
That's
did
mean.
it?
I think that growing up here, like shooting the style shoots that we do, make it easier if people try to F with you because we've talked so much shit to each other over the years that we've learned to shoot with that, and
Mhm.
it's like doesn't even phase us. In Reading groups, like when I was kids, dude, my brother would be over there with sticks, like banging on trees and stuff, and like we're all yelling at each other, and it's like chaos, and that was just normal. And so now if stuff's going on, it's like that didn't even phase me. You should have seen what we grew up
Oh,
with. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like totally different. But yeah, I think it's cool. Like at the local stuff when you do kind of razz each other a little bit, because again,
Yeah.
kind of building you up for when someone does it in a situation they shouldn't.
And
be,
it-
You know how many times I've shot with Mark like right there, like
just looking at you.
yeah. And then the
Nobody
moment
loves
I
to give
break
you
my
shit more
shot,
than Mark Rubio, dude.
no,
Yep.
he loves it. But the moment I'll break my shot, it could be the most perfect when I was shooting the hinge, just the most perfect, relax and pop. He'll be like, "You punched it," and it's
Look
like,
who woke up.
Oh.
Oh.
Tika, right?
This is my mascot. Yeah.
Where does
She's so
that
sweet.
Where does that dog go when you're off all the time?
I was gonna ask that.
So
too.
I have another family that like takes her in and just treats her like she's theirs.
Really?
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah.
Like,
so
That's so
I
nice.
just they're in Corning, so it's like on the way to the airport.
Uh-huh.
So like I just texted her today and said, "All right, I'm off. I'm gonna be coming through at 2:30 in the morning this morning, or 2 in the morning.
Put her
like
in the
leave the door
mailbox.
open or whatever." Yeah, I just they just leave their door. I have a spare key, whatever, and you just open the door and throw her in and like, bye, see you.
Oh,
I
that's
just text her when
wild.
I'm coming back. So yeah, she doesn't have to go to like a pet sitter or anything like crappy. She gets to go spend time with another
I
family.
figured your
which
folks
is
took
good.
her or something.
No, my dad is like anti-dog hair. He's like a psycho. So
Your
yeah.
dad always makes me laugh. Any event that we're at,
Yeah.
he always loves to come up and be
Speaking
like,
of the shit talking and all that stuff at local events, it
Yeah,
had a lot
you
to
grew
do
up
with
with
your
Kevin
dad.
Pearce in your ear. You will have the best mental game of
Mhm.
anyone ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
and
know
I
what?
didn't get to spend a lot of time around him, but I heard Todd was also just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I only got to meet him a couple times, but
My dad and Todd just went back and forth, like giving each other all the shit in all the ways that they could for years. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That stuff, I always shoot outdoors way more calm than I have ever shot fucking indoors. And I think it's because of the camaraderie bullshit. Like
Mhm.
you're
The environment makes a huge
100%.
difference.
You're bullshitting about fucking deer hunting with Aaron Hall, and then you're like,
Yeah.
just give me a second, I gotta shoot these 2 arrows. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
hold on one sec. Let me fling an arrow and
exactly.
then go back to
And then
that.
you're back to it. You don't think of it, but when you're like at Vegas or something like that, you're sitting there, and I don't know that guy, and I don't know that guy.
Yeah, everyone's like all uptight, and I hate when you see people doing this, the hand wringing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god,
Yeah.
stop that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I talked to a couple guys years ago, and just to make it seem a little bit more kind of like outdoors, I was like, hey man, where you from? You know, just something to break it up, because goddamn, if it's just me in my head, that's the worst possible scenario.
So we talk about anything but archery. So like a lot of times if we're all sitting up there talking, or like walking to the Target talking, we might be talking about their kid or like what we ate for lunch or like laughing about something we did 10 years ago or their dog, like anything but what we're doing right then and there. And like if one of the girls wants to talk about what we're doing right then and there, it's like, no, shut the fuck up.
Don't do it.
Like we just know not to do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we like all help each other, you know? And so it's funny because it's kind of like an unspoken rule in like our little friend group where it's like anything but shoot. And you might come back and be like, oh, today, you know, and they're like, yep, I know, or whatever, you know, but like something simple, but not detailed, not all the things that they don't need to hear in their own mind right then. And we just focus on anything but shooting. And usually when you shoot your best, that's what you're doing anyway. Like if you're hyper analyzing every little thing you do, now you're using your conscious, you're overriding your subconscious, and those days suck.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah.
That's why I don't talk about work on my lunch break. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what that is.
No, Kate,
So
one of the
I have to
funniest
have a
things
job.
at an airport in the morning, we'll be like flying home from some tournament and there's always other archers in there. And it'll be like 4 a.m. and I'm sitting over there and someone comes up and is like, can I ask you some questions? And I'm always like, yeah, sure, hit me. And Tate is just like mean mugging. He puts his like hoodie on and like ties it and then puts headphones like on and like look at his feet, like anything that he can do. He's like, it's fucking 4 a.m. Like you do not talk about archery at 4 a.m. I don't even want to be here or awake. And you're just over there chipper as fuck answering questions. And like, it makes him irate. Or like tonight when we go to the airport, anytime I'm driving, that's when I answer, or riding in the car tonight because we're both going. But like, we will answer. Oh, actually, we have to take 2 different cars. Unless you come pick me up. I never even thought about that. We're flying back at different times. Shit. Anyway, when I'm driving,
I'll come get you.
We gotta figure that out. Hey, don't forget. Oops. When I'm driving, I will answer messages. That's why a lot of times I answer voice messages because I don't want to text and drive, but I can talk and drive. And so I will do that. And it's like, again, I'm not going to go to sleep. Like we're going to get off. I'm going to pack and then we're going to go. And I'll just be like for 2 hours straight answering stuff. And Tate's just like, dude, I haven't slept. Shut the fuck up. Like, stop. Or I'll be like voice messaging someone and he'll say something because it's like he'll go to talk shit at the same moment I go to start. And he'll be like, that lazy fuck can't look up their own arrow spine. They want you to go look at the chart for them. Or like, and I'm like, stop. Like, I'd already hit record, you know?
It's in the background.
I'm like, delete. That happens all the time. So he'll be like kind of tolerant until, or I finish one and he goes, I cannot believe you just wasted a minute of your life answering a question that mother effing stupid. And I'm like, sorry, you know? And so it's funny because he's all sorts of irritable in those moments. Like he does not do good in the morning.
To be honest,
if
it's a Googleable question, that shit bugs the shit out of me too.
It does bug me too, because now I just get so many questions and I try to keep up. Not on Facebook, I gave up, but on Instagram, I try to keep up. And it's like,
sucks.
If it's like a technical question, I really enjoy answering those because if it's like, hey, what's your opinion? Or have you tested this? Or do you have experience with this? I love those because it's worth asking. But I can tell there's people who just want to like have a conversation. And I don't know how to say this and not sound super bitchy, but it's like there's hundreds of you in there a day. Like I don't want to have a conversation with any of you. Like I never get normal time in my day. Like I don't want to just sit on my phone talking to people I've never met. I'm sorry, I don't. Like I answer to be helpful, not to be friendly, as much as horrible as that sounds. And so if people are, you can tell there's making shit up to talk to you, I just quit answering for like 5 messages until there's actually a good one. And then I'll only respond if it's something worth responding to, because I don't want to say that to them and be like mean. But at the same time, I'm like, I genuinely don't have time. Like the time it took me to answer whatever stupid shit you're asking, someone else didn't get a good one answered.
Right.
Because I can't do them all.
I can't
like,
imagine
too many.
That you do more than anybody in your space as far as like answering questions. It's fucking crazy. But I can imagine there's probably guys going, airport, huh? Where are you going? You know, just
why'd you choose black veins?
Yeah.
You're like,
what size of shoe do you wear?
Yeah. How'd you get that color? Did you make that on the website? Like, yeah, no, it's just stuff like that.
Hot.
I'm like, you know what makes me the most mad about a bunch of people that are listening are going to get really irritated by this. People who send me reels. I don't have the hours in my day to sit and watch the fucking reels that you send me. And there's people who have sent me 300 freaking reels in like a week, and I didn't open a single one.
Yeah, she's gonna like this one though. She's gonna love this one.
And I never will. Like, stop wasting my time with those things. Like, if I want to watch reels, I'll open my own fucking reels with my own algorithm that I actually want to see and watch them. I don't want whatever you think is funny. I really don't.
I like fucking up other people's algorithms, though. It's fucking hilarious.
No, I hate it.
John's made me anti-Semitic in 4 days.
Whoa,
I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I did that to myself. That's freaking funny, though.
No, I told Jesse there, when we started shooting together, he started sending me reels, and I was like, you really don't want to start this.
No.
Yeah. And so I sent him reels, and within like a month, he's like, my whole feed, dude.
Yeah.
All it is people getting murdered and like all these awful things.
I always people falling, kids getting hurt.
I was like, I told you, I'm going to ruin your feed. And Elliot's number one on mine. I probably send him.
You send me doll like.
You know what I say? When
stuff.
People have time to do that and not just watch them, but then send them to the people, I'm like, they need a hobby or like something to fill their time, because I genuinely don't have enough hours. If I do that, other things are going to knock it done. I'm really jealous of the people who have the time to do that, but until 2036, that's not going to be me.
Yeah.
So like,
my new thing's telling people they can't park there. You can't park there. It's a bad fucking day for them.
Yeah, that's
it's an inside joke.
You can't park there.
Oh, okay.
We just had an instance of that at my work. One of our guys got sideswiped and it shoved his work truck up onto a center divide, and that was one of the big comments on Facebook. You can't park there. Yeah. Fuck, the internet's ruined.
So before I forget, we'll get through these briefly.
Yeah, we gotta let her go. She gotta go to the airport.
These are the last of, I think, the 4 appropriate listener questions that I could ask.
Fucking people.
I did tell him to just ask the bad ones, but
go ahead, John. Choose your chillingest bad one. I haven't heard them. I don't get to see those.
That's not true. I texted him beforehand.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Now he's gonna go look.
Yeah, I will.
While he's looking, what's your thoughts on higher holding weight? Why do you shoot the weight you shoot?
Holding weight is the best thing ever. Higher holding weight is great for numerous reasons. It increases the string tension, and anytime you have more string tension, you're going to have, okay, I see Elliot's face. I
did see a couple.
You're going to have more accuracy. So if you do something screwed up back here and you shoot a really low holding weight, it's going to show up. High holding weight, it typically won't. If you are someone who quivers and you get the backhand shakes or the backhand quivers, that usually translates through your bow into your sight, into the rest of the system. When you have higher holding weight, it doesn't. When you shoot in the wind with low holding weight, it's like a rubber band with no tension. It just blows everywhere. But when you build some tension into a rubber band, there's something to work against. That will help you aim drastically better in the wind. And when you increase your holding weight, you can also increase your mass weight. So holding weight and mass weight kind of work as a ratio. And so like all those people that you see, like Mike and Stefan and myself and whoever, Stefan's not so much anymore, but he used to, but like running a shit ton of mass weight. The only reason we can do that is because we also run a high holding weight. We're not out there running 12 pounds of holding weight, or we couldn't hold that much mass weight up. Yeah. So it's all like a balance essentially. And so you can aim better with more mass weight because the bow moves less. But to be able to do that, you have to hold the holding weight. But that doesn't mean, oh, go shoot 25 pounds. Like, you know, that's the hard part is when you say holding weight's great, then everyone overdoes it.
Yeah.
Like, my golden rule is if you up your holding weight and it's too much, you're going to start to quiver right off the bat on the backhand. Mm-hmm. That's where you're going to notice it because you can't hold it. If you shoot for 2 to 3 days and the quivers haven't went away, it's too much. Walk it back down. If it's not too much, within 2 to 3 days of shooting, your body should auto-adapt and those quivers should go away. If they don't, walk it back. It's too soon or you're moving too fast.
So what is a lot? How much? 23 pounds or something?
No, I run anywhere from like 18 to 21 and a half.
Okay. I didn't know what a lot was.
Yeah. Like Kyle was running 25. I don't know what he runs now on his Matthews, but yeah,
fucking
that was
record.
a lot. Like that is a lot. Anytime you start to get over 20, probably over 21, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, an average of like a good number is like 18. 18,
Yep.
19 is probably one of the most common for like normal people.
Yep.
There. But I used to shoot 12 and then I'd never played around with holding weight, and I finally did. And that's when I got really freaking good. It was like, why can't I aim? And my bow was so light and like all the stuff. And then I upped my holding weight and I went from 12 to 18, which in holding weight pounds is like astronomically a lot. And as a couple days and I could hold it. And it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know archery could be this easy. And so when you get nervous and your body starts to quiver, with less holding weight, those quivers just translate from both ends, essentially. And when you have the holding weight there, it doesn't so much. And so I noticed more in wind and pressure situations the benefit than like when I was calm. When I'm calm, anything works. Like I could shoot any bow set up any way, wrong draw length, right draw length, wrong people. I just make it work and it's fine. You don't notice the little things that are wrong until you're in a pressure situation. And that's when they show up. And when you're like, nope, that ain't going to work in the heat of the moment. And so holding weight helps for a lot of all of that.
I'm sure even like face pressure, it would see less effects.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can do all sorts of stuff. And face pressure is something that is really overrated because it doesn't friggin' matter. Like if you have a fat ass cheek and you shove the string into your fat cheek, there's nothing in the path. Like it's fine. Now, if you have a fat cheek and you do this behind like a jowl and then it's got to go by your fat cheek, now you got a problem. So like most of the people, it's like they push back into the fat cheek, but the path forward is still clear. Like their face pressure doesn't matter at all.
I just meant like if you anchored with a little bit more inconsistent face pressure than the previous shot or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. You can get away with way more incorrect stuff with higher holding weight.
Didn't you have
and there's bows with more string tension naturally. So like some of them off the bat are already more forgiving from a string tension standpoint because of how they were designed.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Didn't you have custom stops made at one point in time so you would have a massive amount?
Still run them.
Still run them?
So I've actually had custom stops made for numerous reasons. The ones I have on there right now are not for holding weight because on the Bowtex we have the free moving module. And so we can just move that anywhere we want and have the holding weight we want. So the ones I have now are actually to soften up the back wall because this bow, the freaking back wall was so solid with the cable stops, it felt like a limb stop. So when I would go to pull on it, it would just like, if you're shooting a limb stop and you're shooting back tension, you shouldn't be shooting a limb stop because when you pull, something's got to give and there's nothing on the bow to give. So you give, so you move more. So when you build tension, the bow is going to move. That's what I was seeing on the Gen 2 because the back wall is so solid. Now, it's not a design flaw. It's not a bad thing. Like a lot of people ask for a solid back wall because you can always soften it up, but a lot of times it's really hard other than getting the longer stops to harden one up. And so, for holding weight purposes, I've had custom stops made. I've also had stops made that were thicker. I took and glued popsicle sticks to my stops one time to like essentially stop it a little short of where it was because I couldn't move the mod at that time to do that. I've also had the end serving serve different. So like increasing the end serving size will change how it loads up through the cam tracks, which actually builds holding weight a little bit different as well. And how you build into the cable from a forgiveness standpoint feels like more holding weight. So like I've done all sorts of stuff over the years because every bow that you shoot has different capability. And so you just got to work the system to whatever you want. That's what I mean. Small stuff like that, where like when you understand how things work and why, you can really make what you want custom to you instead of just going, oh, I don't like this one. Well, it's like, why? Yeah. Usually you can work around it and fix it and it's going to work great for you. But if you don't know what the heck you're doing, that's kind of on you. Like not every company can design a bow that everyone's going to like as is. Like that's why, you customize stuff. So, yeah.
But personal question related to the holding weight. When I I went back to a closer draw length to what my actual draw length is from, 31 and a half is what I should shoot. For the last 2 years I've shot since the title came out, the Gen 1, I shot 30 and a half because when they sent it to me, it came with the D mod, which was 30 inches. So for the first month I had to shoot 30 inches short. And when I got my mods in, it felt super long. Like my hand's not even anchoring. Like I feel super weird. And I split the difference and my scores just went up. And I was like, maybe I'm just working too hard. And, like we say at the shop, I'd rather have you shoot 2 inches short than a half inch long.
Yes.
Maybe I'm just designed to shoot a little bit shorter and have a little bit more load on that front arm with the bend. So when I'm shooting 31 now, and it's like closer to 31 and a quarter. The only mod we had was a 75%. So the float is super nice. It's like very slow. Now I also run a lot of weight, not as much as you, But
No, you run a lot. I've seen it.
I've been trying to up it. Got to get to the Paige level by running.
You don't want to have to shoot as many arrows as I shoot, though. Trust me, I wish I didn't. If I could aim better, I would never shoot that weight. I just aim like shit. So that's the only reason I do.
I just try and get my brain wants to execute when the pin stops moving. And so like if I can't get it to stop moving, like I have a hard time starting the process. Yeah. So
you're doing the same thing. I said I was freezing earlier. Like you have to disconnect the execution from the aim. Like those are two different things. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But that's essentially the goal that you're working toward.
Yeah. It's working fine with the 75s. I do feel I put the 70s in when I got them after I had Matt order them for me, and I did not like the pin float with the 70% on the longer draw length. Is that something that you would recommend I still work through? No. I
pick draw length off of how the bow aims, like 100%, and I pick holding weight off how the bow aims. So when I shot the Bowtech Gen 1, different riser, different geometry, like totally different design. It had 4 of the same limbs. Like this one has 2 stiff limbs, 2 weak limbs. Like everything was different, right? That bow loved holding weight. Like if it didn't aim, if I just upped the holding weight, the more I could hold, the better it would aim. It never got worse. The Gen 2s, I can walk it up to about 18.5. And if I get over 18.5, it goes to shit. I wish it didn't. Like I actually preferred the Gen 1 from that perspective. But every bow is different. And even within the Gen 2s, like I have ones that I might be able to push 19 and one that I can only push to 18, and I start to see it reverse. And so like that's where it's hard if people are like, you can't recommend a holding weight because everybody's body, that's like saying how much mass weight should you have?
How much
like,
can you bench?
Shoot what aim. Yeah, like and I can't bench shit, but I can hold up a bow that,
it's
has
just
all
a
that
personal
weight.
thing by everybody's build.
Yes. So I would just say, like, pick the holding weight and the draw length and the peep height and like all those things off of what aims best for you. Yeah. When I teach the seminars, people will be like way the hell out of whack, and I get them like close. I said, okay, your draw length's in the realm of good. Now we're going to analyze your aim, and we're going to go a little bit shorter and a little bit longer, and I want you to tell me which one's better. Whichever one's better, then we go a little, if it was shorter, then we go a little bit shorter, and we test it again. And we test it again. Like we're literally, I don't just look at them and go, that's your draw length. Because that could be the worst freaking aiming point for them, like barely longer, barely shorter, or whatever could be so much better. And so people get way too hung up on those measurements. I've never measured my fucking arms to tell me what my right draw length is like a day in my life. And to be honest with you, I've never measured like what my actual draw length is. When people ask me, I just say it's 27 to 27.5. I just tell them whatever hole my stop is in. Yeah. Holy cow, I do so much manipulation with the strings and cables and all the things that like it's nowhere near what that is. But I don't care. And like when people ask me that question, if I give them a 1/2 inch wrong, they shouldn't be setting theirs up off of what my friggin' arm length is or what aim's good for me. So it's like, I don't even care enough to measure to give them the real accurate answer because it doesn't matter. Like a lot of the questions that people ask, it's like, what are the benefits of holding weight is an amazing question. But then when it's like, what do you run? I'm always like, I don't want to tell you. Because if I tell you and my answer was 22, every dude wants to go run 22. And like, that's not what's going to be best for them. And so that's what's real hard about archery. And you guys will notice this because I know you've seen enough of my videos. I'll tell people the tests and how to do things, but I very often don't say what I did. And it pisses people off in the comments. Well, which way did you move it? Can you tell me where your knock height landed and like what you measured or where are you running through your burger hole? And it's like, I don't tell you on purpose because the second I tell someone, they just go do what I did and then it won't work for them because it probably won't. And then, oh, Paige's way shit. Well, no, Paige's way is you do the test and figure out what works for you, not copy what Paige did. And people are so freaking lazy that they won't do the test and they just want to know what yours is and try that. Yeah. And that will not work ever. And so, yeah, it's funny because a lot of the things I don't tell people what my stuff is. Good. Because they like most people couldn't hold my bow up. And I'm not strong. Like my arms are so weak. Like if you said hold a milk carton out right now, I probably couldn't. But like the muscles that are needed for archery, I shoot and use those specific ones enough that like those I've got down. And like I can hold my bow, but not much else.
You still run an 8-power?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that. Like too. People ask me that. I'm like, I probably don't recommend that most people go shoot an 8-power. But like I love it. I'd run a 10 or 12 if I could. I just can't clear it up. But like everyone's different.
Yeah. I started running the 8-power at West Valley last year. And
goddamn in the wind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the right tournament to try an 8-power at. You're crazy.
I shot a 918. It was my highest score individually.
Hell yeah.
And I asked you, because you were there with Tate, and I said, break the barriers next weekend. I know I'm comfortable with the 6. And you're like, you just shot your best score, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you're like, then you should probably run that. And I was like, okay. And then Elliot could attest. I was like, I think I'm going to go back to the 6 like a couple days before. And he said the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like,
why, dude?
why? Why are you doing this to yourself?
So here's why. Like, there is a reason, but I don't want to give you the reason and then have people go do it. So let me just lead with the disclaimer of I'm not saying you should go get a higher power lens, because a lot of the times with higher power lens, you see more movement, and the movement creates the hesitation or the punching target panic and creates other issues with their brain. So that's why it's not always good for people to shoot a higher power. But you can absolutely aim better with a higher power because you can see the movement that you can't see with a smaller power. So like, I shoot an 8-power all year, and then one time a year for feet of field unknown, I have to shoot a 5 to do that ranging system accurately. And so I go back to a 5-power before that tournament. I really only practice that because that's the hardest part, is like doing all the framing and ranging and bullshit. So I shoot the 5 for like a week, and then I shoot the first day of the tournament. And then after that, then I grab my other lens back out with my other set of marks, and I go back to my 8-power. That is the worst aiming day of the entire effing year for me, because I got so lazy with the 5, like just letting the bow move around, because it looked still.
Yeah.
It looked like I was aiming just as good as it was with the 8. But when I put the 8 back in after shooting the 5 for a week, I've never aimed worse in my entire life. Where then I see all this movement with the 8, and within 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, I've slowed it back down to where the 8 now looks as still as the 5, which means I'm actually aiming better with the 8.
Yeah.
The other thing is, like, when I group tune, like, one thing I tell people from the start of group tuning is, when your bow fires, you have a rough idea of where it's going to hit, right? Like, oh fuck, that's going left, or like, oh, that broke low. Like, if you don't have a rough idea of where it's going to hit, you can't even begin to group tune. Like, there's the bare minimum. But the other one is like with an 8-power, I can be like, that broke at 1/2 inch in the dot at 7 o'clock. Did it hit better than there, or did it hit worse? When I shoot a 4 or a 6-power, it's like, oh, it was in the dot or it was out of the dot, but I can't really see exactly where. So it's easier for me to analyze like forgiveness when I'm using a higher power, because I can see exactly where it broke, versus like I could still do the same equivalent tuning. It would just take me more arrows to trust it, essentially, because I can't really see it. I would have to just do it to believe it. So there's reasons that I do it for sure. But there's also really good reasons that people shouldn't do it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I like it a lot. I run it blurry. I run a blurry target. But because it's blurry, my dot is perfectly crystal clear. So I can stay focused on the target, and when that dot moves over the top of that blurry target, I can see it perfectly. And
I do the same.
It's the same thing. Like, you're super precise with where you broke that at. Like, I had an arrow tonight go off, 6 o'clock X, like just hugging the bottom of that 10 line. And I was like, oh, that's touch low. And we go down and we score, and there's a young girl that was shooting. She was in our Joad or something. She goes, why'd you say that was low? It's an X. I was like, yeah, it's a 6 o'clock X. Like, exactly where it was. It's a touch low.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say it was a touch low like that's a 9. It's a touch low, but I can see that with that 8-power. And like, looking at a dot like this in your scope is pretty nice. And then you just...
So from an aiming standpoint, I would rather look like I'm aiming at a basketball, but move more in the basketball, than like not move a lot, but look like it's a golf ball.
Yeah.
Because Tate always says, shoot my bow. And we shoot each other's stuff all the time. Like, a lot of the pros pass the bows around too. Like, people always act like we don't, but we totally do. It's fun. And it's always curious to see, like, what's their setup feel like? What's their sight picture look like? What's their holding weight and valley depth? Like, all the things, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we shoot each other's stuff, and I'll draw his bow back, and I'm like, dude, it looks like I'm shooting the target at 80 yards and it's 40. Like, mentally, it's just instantly like, oh shit, that thing is small. Like, how can I hit that? Or when I draw back, it's like my whole sight looks like the dot. And it's like, yeah, it moves in the dot and it moves faster, but like, the dot looks giant. So my mind instantly is like, well, you can hit that. It's the size of a pie plate.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's the same size either way, but it's just way more calming for me to see it be big.
Yeah. I found that for me too. I
have to grab a phone charger because Nope, I don't have one here. Just kidding. Give me like 2 seconds. You chat.
What do you got else, man?
I got another listener question. But man, I keep coming up with questions that I want to ask for
I know,
John.
I can do this all night.
So John wants to know.
Whenever I get on a podcast, I'm always just like, we could do this for 10 hours.
Yeah,
like there's
no
so
doubt.
much.
Yeah.
We'll
Doug always gives me a hard time about the length of them. And then we did ours with Doug a couple weeks ago. And we get
How
done
long
it.
was it?
It was like what, an hour 50 or something like that, hour 55.
Just shy of 2.
And I was like, "See, Doug, see, this can go long." And he's like,
Doug
"I feel
was
like
we didn't touch on anything."
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it's when you finish, people go, "What'd you talk about?" And I'm like, it doesn't even seem like you talked about much, but somehow the time goes by.
Yeah. No, I think like especially getting into the mental stuff. It's huge. I think it's huge. I try, so I do the lessons at the shop, and when I first started, I tried to drill it with everyone that came in, like, hey, you got to learn this mental stuff because that's what it is. Yeah. And I've kind of tapered off of that a little bit just because most of the people that I deal with are just new to archery and things like that. We need to get their anchor point figured out first.
Yeah.
But it's like, I have people come in that they've been shooting for a few years, or like, oh man, I remember a guy came in and he goes, I missed this buck at 40 yards last year's perfect shot. And I watch him shoot and he's like, bam. And I was like, oh my God, I thought I was going to have target panic. Like, yeah. And it's like, the reason why you missed is because you were probably so anxious that you threw that bow somewhere crazy.
They probably don't even know what happened. Like a lot of the times those people, if you really ask them to break it down, they can't remember what they even did.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah. It just
I got freaked out and I had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get off my bow.
Yeah. I used to, when I was hunting, I would aim, but I don't know, like if I shot and they said, well, how did you aim or what did you see? It was like, I almost couldn't describe that. And it was like, okay, so now probably even too long of an extra second, but I take an extra second when I'm deciding exactly where and how I want to aim with my pins to like, be like, okay, I'm super happy and confident with that. And now I'm going to start my shot, because I feel like I used to rush that part of it hunting, because you feel like you've got to hurry.
Yeah. You got to get it off.
And so my thought process is, if I can't think back and be like, I did this, then I'm probably shitting myself and I did something wrong.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So hunting, I make myself take that little bit of an extra second now. Not for anything execution or like draw, set in, like all that stuff's so natural. But like, I don't shoot pins on animals all the time, and multi-pins and gap pins and do the thing. And so like, I make myself take the extra second there because sometimes I need it.
Yeah.
Last appropriate listener question. Going to my first big tournament, Rushmore Rumble. Any tips?
Yeah. Just take it one arrow at a time. And if it's your first one, don't go in with crazy expectations. Have the expectation of going in, having fun, and like experiencing your first one. Like the expectations come with time, right? And they come with experience, but it really sucks. Like when you've got people who are local and they're very good and they've like lit it up, and then those people finally go, and I don't know who asked that question, right? They could be terrible or they could be phenomenal, no clue. But when you go into something that's so different than what you've done with super high expectations, and then you don't live up to them, it's a letdown. But when you look at the overall experience, it was probably a success. And so essentially, it's like, take it for what it is. Like, know that it's going to be different. It's going to be hard. All you can control is one arrow at a time, and do all the fun things when you're not shooting. Like, make new friends and talk to people on like when you're sitting in the chairs about things that aren't archery, and like go to the booths and talk to everybody and like see things and go out and like make friends. And like, those are the things that really make the archery travel life bearable. It's absolutely not the shooting. Like it's all the other stuff like makes it worth it. And so like, have the full experience, like go home, whether you shot the best you've ever shot or the worst you've ever shot, being like, that was a fun fucking trip and I'm glad I went. Like, if you do that, then it's going to be fine. And the other thing too, I look at it, I always say I'm winning or I'm learning. Like, when I win, I don't usually learn a lot. It's usually pretty easy. But like when I don't, usually there's some shit going on and I'm usually learning and getting better. And that's just, going to make the next one that much better, that much easier. So like, again, it's all mental perspective on how you approach all of that. So like, just set yourself up for a way that no matter what happens, it's going to be a success, instead of, not.
Yeah, I always say I shoot best when I go somewhere without expectations. There's
And
an
Lee,
expectation that I'm going to shoot well, but there's not. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to
I
for
don't
sure
typically do
podium.
score specific expectations because that's like a thing that I'm obsessed with. How many points have you dropped and how many points have you hit and what do you add? And like my expectations, I don't typically set scores on. It's that I'm going to do what I can do in the moment to the best of my ability.
Mhm.
And some days that scores better and some days that scores worse. But like, and people will know what I mean. Like, did your shots flow or did you choke? Like, did you freeze or did you actually execute? Like, how did you actually shoot your bow? And that is how I measure my day more than I ever do score. And typically, days you shoot your bow better, score higher. So it's still an equivalent metric, but like, I can't control the score. What I control is how I actually shoot the bow. And so that's what I judge myself on more.
yeah,
Plus, also, if it's an outdoor event, you can't,
Yeah.
if it's a 920, that's what I want to go and shoot. Well, what if you go to West Valley and it's 15-mile-an-hour crosswind all day?
Yeah. What if your marks are off? Like,
yeah,
you could have the best shooting day of your life and your marks are shit. That doesn't mean you shot bad that day.
exactly.
You scored not
Yeah.
great.
I think
But
we've
like,
all had a day where we were like, I shot really good. I didn't score great, but I shot good. That's what I've been looking for lately with indoors and stuff is like, I'll score sometimes, but like, I don't really care if it's like one of those rounds where you're just like, you're flowing and it's feeling good. Like, it doesn't matter what the score is, like, you're doing the thing. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to get out of that realm of, fuck, this feels bad. Like, every shot feels
Yes.
rushed or the aiming feels like dog shit. Like, there's a sweet spot there. You don't need a number. You just need to feel it.
Yeah. And you can't force the number, but or
No.
like work on the number, right? But it's like the things to get there you
It's a
can. So that's where
byproduct.
like I don't want to worry about 3 arrows ahead. I worry about the one now. Well, with the one now, what can you control? How you aim and execute, how you set in, if your flow is good, if your mind is good, not where it lands.
Yeah.
Like if you do all the other stuff, it should land fine. I'm not going to obsess over where it lands. I'm going to worry about this other stuff I can control. So it's really breaking it down. Like I said, people worry way too much about shit they can't control. And then it just builds and builds and just adds unnecessary pressure. Like really only worry about the stuff that you can control in that moment. Outside of that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No matter how well
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Elliot.
I was gonna say, no matter how well that shoot goes for whoever asked, like you've put yourself in a place where you're gonna work hard on yourself, whether you get your dick kicked in or not. Like you've taken a step to go above and beyond outside of league night, and no matter what happens, it'll be a positive, whether it's a number or not. Like it'll help.
Yeah.
And in those moments, you'll learn more about yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, and things in your equipment that are good or not great for you than you ever do like shooting at home. Like I said, I can shoot here and it's like, it feels great. And then I went, because I just shot Iowa and I went to Iowa and it was like, it does not feel great as soon as they said go. I was like, I need to shorten my drawing for a little bit. I felt so long and overextended. Practice felt great. Not good when I was actually under pressure. Like little key things. I could shoot thousands of arrows at home and not catch things. And then when they say go, it's like all the things that aren't right show up. So that's why like at the very beginning of the season, I go home and I make like those little improvements each time that I picked up on, that maybe needed to be a little bit better than the last one. And then you get a few shoots in and then it's fine. But don't be afraid if that stuff happens either. Like if you get there and it feels a little weird or a little foreign, it's different. Like that's fine. We all go through that.
Yeah.
Were you rattled about being beat by a Genesis?
I'm losing service. It's Starlink Elon, kill it. No. Oh my God. No, it was actually cool.
I'm kidding.
Like that dude's really good.
Yeah, obviously.
And he's really good. And it's neat to see. So I asked him, I was like, dude, because I didn't know him. Apparently he's been around for a long time and he shot like normal bows and then now he went to a Genesis. So I did talk to him quite a bunch while we were there. And he told me he shoots a Genesis better than he shot any normal bow.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And so I don't know if it's mass weight, holding weight, like why that would be, but I mean, good for him. Like if he found something that's better, but it also goes to show like all this crazy shit that we're all like so hooked on and all the things. So this is where I say everything is freaking mental.
Yep.
Like if someone can go whoop your ass with a Genesis and here I'm worried about a half twist or a fucking this much on a stop or worried about, and you get beat by a Genesis, you're like, that's sad.
He had a mental game swinging, obviously.
Yeah. So it's cool because, again, it's neat that he's out there showing people that, like, it's more the archer than it is the equipment sometimes. And like, yeah, there's equipment that makes it easier. But I always say a lot of the equipment, once it's set up well for you, it's all pretty good.
Sure.
Most of it that's on the market. It's the ease of setup, in my opinion, where the differences really show up. And that dude was freaking good. I did say I had no clue who he was. Like, I don't get to shoot a lot of the local stuff. So from the local people are like, how do you not know him? It's like, dude, I'm never home. So anyway, but I called my parents and Tate that night. I'm like, dude, I'm like gonna get beat by a dude with a fucking Genesis bow. Like, what is happening? Like, I know I took 2.5 months off, but what is happening? But like, then I like looked at it and I shot like the rumble round the first day, and I shot, I think, like 2 9s out of the 60 arrows. And I missed a total of 10 X's. So then like 8 other ones that weren't in the X. And like, had I not shot the 9s, being 10 X's down, so 2 25X games after not, like, I had not shot for 2.5 months. I shot one day and went. I'd have been fine with that. Yeah. Like, it was okay. Even with the 9s, I was still fine with it because I was like, yeah, it was, if you saw what it looked like and felt like, it was still pretty good for that. But I was just like, yeah, it's motivating. Like, those are the times where I'm never more motivated when I lose. Like, I'm not motivated by winning. I expect to win. Like I said, I've trained to where I expect to win. When that happens, it's like, okay, job well done, move on. Like, you don't even celebrate. You're just like, I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
When you lose, you're like, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. How do I fix that? And then you make a game plan and you go fix it. And so, yeah, like I'm working through like some freezing stuff right now. If we want to be realistic, I might get my ass kicked for a little bit here, but I could keep fighting it and keep limping along and like winning some and losing some, or I could fix it and be as good as I actually can be right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking fix it. Like, I'm over it. And so that's where sometimes you got to make those hard decisions too, of like, do I want to sacrifice a few tournaments to make all the rest of them better? Or do you want to like limp along and not fix your problems? Like, there's so many elements that come into this, and like, you just got to play that by ear and like kind of judge that in the moment. But I'm there. Like, after that one and then Iowa, I was like, I'm doing this. Like, I don't care how bad the next couple go. If I do a couple bad ones and then I truly fix my hesitation, I'll crush the rest of the year. Like, I have no doubt. Everything else is amazing. So it's like, okay, I just have to get over it. And I only do it in tournaments right now. And I know why. Like, fuck, my life's hard. My finances got hard. Everything turned upside down with the stupid mold house and the stupid shop and all the lawsuit and all that. Like, for the first time, I am afraid to miss. So, like, it's a whole different mental realm of things that, like, I never trained for and worked on all these years because it wasn't a reality for me at that time. So, like, now I'm like, okay, I need to add that stuff to my mental training, and waiting for that, I'm also going to find a way to fix it on the physical side and just do it, So, like, it's funny because you go through highs and lows like that even within like a season. And I don't know, people, it's so hard because, like I said, I would be so open with stuff if I could be, but people are just so rude and judgy that you just have to be so careful about like what you say, and that really sucks.
Yeah.
You just turn your comments off.
Sometimes I want to. Like, there's times I just don't go back and look, honestly.
That's gotta be tough.
I'm like, and I'm never looking at that post again. Yeah. Ever. Like, I'm moving on. I can't handle it.
As long as you don't have the time for it, that's probably the best thing you can do.
Yeah. I normally answer, though. Like, if you look at videos I do, if people ask questions in the comments, I do normally go back and answer.
Yep.
But sometimes when there's just too much stupidity, it's usually when it goes like viral. It's never like our core group of people or like my follower base. It's when it goes viral with bigger view numbers that are people who have no idea who I am or anything about archery.
I was just
like,
gonna say that.
Whatever. That's when the stupid ones come in.
Hold on,
and when
I gotta
they
tell
go
this
viral,
girl
I'm like,
some of this
don't
stuff
look
I know.
Yeah.
You can hear in their text, man. I'm like, oh my God, this guy has no clue.
Thank you for mansplaining to me.
Yeah.
Now close your parents' basement door. No, like, yeah.
My favorite one was a video of your dad pushing the bow down while he's stringing it.
He had his feet on it, and he was pulling it, checking the timing. We didn't have a draw board growing up. That's what we used to do to check the timing. Like, that's how I learned to check
this out, Dad. Is this thing square or not?
You just put your feet on it, and then you just draw back. And as long as you don't torque the bow and you let it draw it back. Like, it's the same thing if you do it on like a peg on the wall, you know, and you hook it. If you torque the bow at any time, you're going to derail it. But if you don't, you put it back down, you're going to be fine. We just did that with our feet a lot of my life until we got a draw board.
The comments were awesome. I literally posted a GIF. I was like the guy eating the popcorn, like,
yeah, just the.
you don't know who that is.
Like, people were like fighting with each other in those comments. I was dying. That video is probably one of the most viewed videos I ever posted. And then a bunch of people like stole it and posted it. And I saw that they had like ridiculous amounts of views on it too. And I was like, okay, that's actually really funny. Like, yeah, that one did pretty good. The funny part is like all the dumb shit, the videos with him tend to do well, but he's like doing the real version. And so that's the other thing is there's like this by the book when you don't know what the F you're doing, like here's how you do stuff. And then there's like what we all really do once you know what you can get away with. And he just has done it his whole entire life and he knows what he can get away with. So he's doing all the stuff that most people never get good enough to even try, right? Like, and so it's funny. Yeah, he's always doing.
I just don't trust myself enough. Otherwise, I would check my timing that way too.
I've done it.
I just know something's gonna go wrong. I know my own luck.
I've derailed a bow that way too. You gotta be careful.
People in those comments were saying, give him those socks like when you come out of surgery or in the old folks home and they have grip on the bottom. Does he have the grippy socks so the bow doesn't slip? I was dying laughing. Yeah. There's things though, like everything. I've done it 100 times the wrong way and got away with it like 99 of the 100. So those odds are good enough for me. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you do what you got to do at a pinch. Who hasn't pressed their bow with an Allen wrench in the cam before? Like we all have. Is it the best way? No, but I have.
I did it to a kid's bow 2 days ago.
Yeah. I mean, like you don't go, oh, hey guys who've never shot archery, here's how you do this, because their heads would explode. But then there's like, dude, there's times we're at tournaments and it's like, dude, I just need to see what this is doing through paper because shit's weird. I want to see if something move, whatever. And like, we just hold the paper out and like, we're not shooting like 20 yards, right? We're like, he's 3 feet, 6 feet from me. And I always stand on the opposite side of his bow, like we're at the sight side of the bow. Because if a knock or anything breaks and you're right-handed, the arrow's going to the left. So if you do it, you always stand on the right side of the bow. So if anything blew up, you're not going to get hit. Like for sure. And you just hold it out, you hold the very edge and they shoot on the left side of the paper and we just shoot through the paper. Like people would freaking have a mental come apart if I posted a video of us doing that. Like you're promoting unsafe tactics. And it's like, I needed a paper tuner.
That's how I got here.
You know what I mean? Like we know what we can get away with and what we can't. And we push those boundaries. But it's like the internet is just not ready for that shit. Like those are things where like I could post that to the membership and be like, real talk, here's how tonight went. And I would never show that stuff on my normal socials.
Yeah. Well, I hope you do as a member.
I will. I'm going to show all the things there because if people paid to get in there, I don't think those are the people that are going to go bitch to my sponsors that I did something like that. You know what I'm saying? And people do that like on normal social.
Yeah.
And then I really want to choke them. So yeah.
Me, Mark, and Doug were shooting yesterday at the shop, just getting practice in. And afterwards, Doug was looking at all the Genesis on the wall, and so we all grabbed one down, and I absolutely decimated him. I didn't even have to shoot the last end if I didn't want to. I won by 30 points.
Really?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's something
I don't know what was so hard. I was feeling comfortable, but like it's we're shooting a field
Was
pace.
it 20 or 10?
20. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, that's good.
And my average score for 3 arrows was like, I had like an 11, a 10, a 9, and like a couple 11s. So like, mostly 4s and 3s. And but Doug and Mark would be like, I made the same shot and it's all the way over there on the left. Didn't even hit the paper.
Dude, it's so different. Fingers are a whole different ball game.
Fuck that.
The little rubbers aren't nice either. People start sliding them out like that.
Yeah.
Definitely looking a little bit short on this side today. So
they took off half the beard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Awesome. Well, I mean, unless you have anything else to say, basically spilled the gospel to us.
Yeah.
That was a banger.
I don't even know.
That was a long one.
I know. If you need more, we'll just do it again. How's that?
Appreciate
that way people actually listen.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anytime. And of course, it's like we said, we feel like we didn't even hit the
we hit some shit. We hit some good shit, but
I mean, like, there's a barrel. We know how deep the barrel goes, and we're still chipping away at the ice on the top of it.
Yeah. You want to see some real talk? Here, I'll show you this before we leave. There's the bow case and the suitcases sitting here to be packed.
Oh,
very
my
nice.
So that's what I have. I'm happy stalling on here because the last thing I want to do is actually pack.
Where's Tate? Is he sitting in the bed?
He's in bed.
Oh, night, Taterbug.
You gonna say goodnight?
Did he ever show you that picture I took of him when he's sitting there watching us film with Bow Disciples?
No. What was he doing?
Just laying in bed on his phone. I put the Brazzers logo right underneath it.
Oh my God. The other night, actually last night, James called me for something. And he always FaceTimes. Like, the dude does not just call you normal. He wants to look at you. So I'm like on FaceTime and I was typing on my computer. I had him on and he goes, "Where's Tate?" And I turn around and he's sitting up against the headboard, but he's like this, like asleep. And I was like, "Hold on, don't talk." And I like flipped the camera and I went over and I was like videoing his face. And James was like, "Tate, what are you doing?" And he's like dead asleep. He's got to hate me because we're living in this shop, right? It's like one room. There's no bedroom. The bed is sitting right next to me.
I like
it.
It's an open floor
plan. Are like right over there. So he can't get away. So like when I'm up like a psycho all night doing all the things that I do, I guarantee you, Tate, he like just sleeps with the covers over his head. Like, God, I just hate her so much. So because I don't sleep very much ever.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I feel bad. He needs his own room so he can get away from me for sure.
He's just trying to get up and not fall asleep at the wheel in a couple hours.
I'll probably be driving. What are you
Well, you got to take 2 cars, you said.
Are you going to come back and get me when I fly in? He's saying no, which means we have to take 2 cars. If you come back and get me, we can take 1 car. Okay, so he'll come back and get me. If he can, yeah. No, she won't. He's going to have to come back and get me. There's like stupid things like that where we travel so much and then you don't even think about it. And then, because we're leaving together, but we're coming home totally different days. And I was just like, oh shit, I won't have a car there. Like, this isn't good.
That was a long Uber ride.
I know. Yeah. Hey, are you guys going to Lancaster?
No.
I tried, but I tried to schedule it too late in life.
I really want to.
I haven't booked anything yet. I need to start doing that. I'm a huge slacker on booking my travel, so I need to do that. Look, she's awake again. I know.
I would really like to, but I just don't know if it's in. Wait, when is it?
End of January, January 23rd or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't go anyways. I'll be out of the country. Never mind, can't go. Yeah. Finally taking a vacation.
Good for you. We all need those in our lives.
So, on a closing note, I don't know if I can ask this, but I'm going to ask it, and if I have to, I will delete it.
That's never happened once before, but all right.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the Truth Archery Company and the technology that they utilize?
And on.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Jeez Christ.
So,
and
my thought is...
Or you don't even have to if you don't want to.
No, you can, and you can leave it. It's fine. My take on that whole thing is that companies infringe on patents all the time accidentally. Like, there are so many crazy patents out there for like things that are the dumbest, like an angle of something or a measurement, or like there's so much when you are trying to design products and you have somebody doing the research from like patents to like try and design something that doesn't overlap patents. There are times where they know they have overlap and companies will speak to each other and you just make an agreement that says, you want to violate my patent, you just give me this much per unit and you can use our patent. Like, this happens all the time between companies. A lot of people don't realize this. It happens all the time. And so there are times where it happens accidentally. And then stuff gets caught after the fact and people are like, oh shit. And then they have to go have that agreement after, in which case one company is negotiating from a place of strength and one is from a place of weakness. This one, if anyone with eyes looks at it, it's the same thing. So I think the issue with this is stuff takes time, right? Like legal stuff. I'm in a lawsuit right now. I'm learning that firsthand, right? I'm a year and a half in, and this is over a black and white house lawsuit. Like, it's simple as shit, and it's still going on. The other thing is, when you're in a lawsuit, you don't run your mouth. This is why you got to be careful, right? You don't run your mouth. Or you do, and it's very unprofessional, and you jump the gun, and that's not how business is done for a reason. Like, there's a reason that all the big names in the industry, when this stuff is going on, don't run their mouths.
Yeah.
Like, the fact they are tells me all you need to know about how the company is doing business. Because questions that they're asking and things that they want answered is stuff that happens in court, which hasn't happened yet. And so it's like, you can't demand shit that you haven't got there yet. That's not how it works. So my thought is, here's what makes me mad from a Bowtech standpoint. And I will say this, just like my personal opinion on things. Bowtech years ago, whatever it was, I don't even remember, had done something with Matthews, and Matthews was going to sue Bowtech, and everyone was like, fuck yeah, sue them, and like loved it. They thought it was great, right? Another issue happened where a company infringed on our patent, and we filed against them, and said company then goes out of business, essentially files bankruptcy, whatever.
And then everyone says big bully.
Then everyone's, F Bowtech, how can you do that?
Murderers!
That company knew exactly what they were doing. You think they weren't warned? You think they didn't know? You think shit didn't go on behind the scenes? Like, they did it on purpose. And then we are the bad guy. We being Bowtech, since that's, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, one time you support the company who is sticking up for their patent, and then the next time the other company that, was on the other end actually sticks up for their patent, rightfully so, and then you shit on them for it. And so here's my issue with it. Too many people have an opinion without actually understanding how any of this shit works. And I don't even understand. I know this much. Okay. That's why I'm not going to say a lot of details, because if it's not something I know, it's not really my place to have an opinion. I only have an opinion as deep as my knowledge, right? Which isn't that deep on this topic. But essentially, you either support people protecting their property or you don't. And when you are on the side of the fence based off the size of the company, who owns the company, the name of the company, you're the fucking problem. You either support people protecting their stuff or you don't. And it doesn't matter who the company is.
Yeah.
And so that's how I look at it. Anytime a company infringes, they're in the wrong legally. Like, somebody else already put in the time, work, engineering dollars, all the things to design that product. And if you infringed, it is their legal right to have a monetary value based off of that, or you not use their product, one or the other. It's pretty freaking simple. And so what I don't like about the archery industry is that everyone is not intelligent enough to like look at it that black and white. It's like, but this company was bigger and then they picked on the little one, but these are too bigger, so it's fine. Like, no, none of that shit matters. Like, you either stand here or you stand there. Like, you're either people are allowed to defend their property or they're not. It's that black and white. Nothing else should matter. So that's really my take on it. Like, that's how I feel about that. And like, I do wish, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say this. And this isn't just a Bowtech thing. This is all the big company things. There are many of things that happen in the year that the whole stories don't get told and never, ever get told. Like, the general public never knows what actually went down or what actually happened. And the companies that are big and professional never stand up for themselves and never set the story straight.
Yeah.
And I hate that, because I'm very like I want the truth and I want to be honest. And like, I don't like, I don't know. And I feel like people deserve that also.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how I live my life and my socials. Like, I'm an open book. I don't do things I'm not proud of. Like, I own my shit. And like, I just see so much stuff where and I'm not even talking Bowtech. I'm talking like other companies. And it's like, say something, like, defend yourself. They're blatantly lying. You have proof. Like, why are you not sticking up for yourself? Or like, why don't you go on a podcast and actually explain, whatever? And it's like, they're just like, no, it's not professional. And I'm like, okay, but like, I hate that side of it. And so I
agree
get why they do it
100%.
and I respect it. But I actually think 10 years ago, I think how they handled it, not they, like all the companies, when they handled it that way, I think it was the right way. Nowadays, everybody thinks they're not, but everybody thinks they're entitled to know everything because of social media and the internet and all the things. They just expect answers like now, and they want to know all the details. And it wasn't like that before. Like, think about it. When we didn't have social and you were in a fucking magazine, like, nobody got the backstory and like
No.
nobody cared. Nobody expected it. Social media has changed everything. And so podcasting especially has changed so much because it's an open forum for people to come on and have discussions like this. I wish that some of the big companies would have the balls to come on and do it and just like set the story straight when stuff goes sideways sometimes, because it would totally change people's perspectives. And I think people would be more open to hearing it in today's world than what they ever would have been in business 15 years ago. But no one has done it yet. I think the first time the big ones do, I think it might change the game, but no one's really done it yet enough that it like was that
a
impactful.
new
Yes.
norm.
Sets the precedent.
Sure.
It sounds like you might have been thinking about another topic.
There's so
there
many examples, like
that
so
happened
many.
recently.
Yeah. Like how many fucking security cameras saw the airplane hit the Pentagon? God damn it, show us another angle.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Not gonna go there.
There's another topic. Yeah. No, there is. Dude, in archery, in the companies, and all the things, there's so much that goes on. No one ever sees.
Yeah.
And so I get frustrated with the internet because there's things I can't say. Like I just said some stuff. It's my opinions, right? I didn't give anything about lawsuit specifics, any details that would get either company in trouble. Like that's just my generalized opinions of things. I get there's times that they can't say things, but I really wish that they could on some of the times where like if a lawsuit wrapped up, I wish that someone could hop on a podcast and be like, well, here's how it went down and just like summarize it for the people who are like going to have opinions. But when I see people say stuff on the internet and I know they're wrong and they're like so blatantly have like no freaking idea what they're talking about, it eats me alive to not set them straight.
Yeah.
It is one of the hardest things I'll ever do. Like I would rather have 50 people send me mean, insulting messages in a day than have someone, even if it's a company I don't shoot for or about an archer and they're wrong. Like when people think something negative of anyone or anything and they're wrong, and then you can't defend the person, like it guts me. And I just hate that. So I see it every single day that I'm on social media. Those freaking target archery groups and hunting groups and all of that, like it just breeds stupidity. Like I just read stuff in there and like my mind explodes and I can't get in the argument with them because I can't say the things to explain, And so that's hard. But yeah, I just wish people, even if they just looked at it with like, okay, I got one side of it, but I don't know the other side or something. Like
you never do get a
form
full
a 50%
story.
opinion. Yeah.
I wanted to ask because you're obviously, Bowtech's hot commodity, and I from what it appears, it's a pretty big, like, I think I can say it as a Matthews shooter that I think that the deadlock system is far superior to what's, the other options
ones out there.
available. Yeah.
That's
And
just because
so-
it came first. So they could design it in the easiest way that made the most sense. And everybody else was like, how do we fit this technology in without
That's straight.
copying the patent,
that's straight.
right?
Yeah.
And so honestly, kudos to them for finding ways to do it though. Like that's not an easy thing to do. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was a
Awesome.
good closing one.
Yeah. Something spicy for the end.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. Damn. Well, at least we're going to know who listened all the way through and who did it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so
Paige,
much.
thanks for
Thanks,
coming.
guys.
We love chatting with you. I'm going to go ahead and stop this and we'll hang out for a minute. But once again, thanks for coming and sharing all your wisdom with us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course.